Welcome back to the shipyard. We've got another exciting adventure for the USS Hadfield, her crew. Today, Omega Draconis. If that's not convoluted, I don't know what it is. I always have to remember to mute my, because otherwise I'm going to hear myself on like a 6-second delay, and that's really annoying. So you guys, it's been a month, not in game time, but in real life time. You guys, I don't necessarily want to say successfully, but you did rescue the Nightingale
A
from.
rescue occurred. That's correct.
Most of the crew was rescued. Commander Allison Lewis was captured by Romulans. But you did capture a Romulan spy in exchange. As things were left there, it was kind of left as we've got one of yours, you've got one of ours, and rather than risk war at this point, let's go on our way.
Mm.
It's perhaps not the best way to leave things, but it's a way of leaving things.
Everyone's
And
retreating quietly under the cover of, well, they're not going to risk anything if we don't.
yeah, it's also um, a Luna class versus a Daenerys is
Doesn't work out.
it's roughly a fair fight, and mutually assured destruction isn't good for anybody.
Right.
Throw Nova Clax, and the Daenerys is probably looking at things not going their way.
Okay.
So that happened. The Hadfield set course back to Space Station Bravo, mostly because they have crew to pick up, including a captain.
Hey, everybody!
Because Captain Roan successfully passed his, not really a Kobayashi Maru, but kind of a Kobayashi Maru. There was a win scenario. There wasn't, but there was. The long and the short of it is the ship is back at Starbase, unless anyone has something that they would like to do before the ship gets back to Starbase. Or if somebody wants to do something at the Starbase before the ship gets back to Starbase. If that's confusing enough, I'm sorry. Basically, we have a little bit of nebulous timing. We can do scenes how you would like to. What's going to happen from here is that the ship will get to Starbase, and everyone kind of has flexibility to do what it is that they would like to do. I do have a plan from here, but I want to give you guys a chance to kind of explore things. Because some of you haven't truly had a chance to meet. There are some dialogue scenes that need to happen. Just to set
introductions, settling, things like that.
And it's more that there's certain scenes that have to happen. For instance, Chief Zip needs to run a lecture to the engineering staff on proper protocol. So that needs to happen. That's also going to give Zip and Vax a chance to get acquainted. We're going to save that scene for a little bit down the road. But then there's some scenes. Shelby needs to meet with an admiral. Shelby needs to meet with Captain Roan. Tess and Shelby need to meet. Well, they've met. They need to have a scene after Shelby's met with the Admiralty. So there's a couple of other things. The rest of you have flexibility in what you're doing. and I want to give you the chance to explore. This is kind of the, hey, we are playing a role-playing game that's not just number crunching and stats.
Yes.
Let's go explore. And you're at a space station. The world is yours.
Right. What space station is this?
This is Space Station Bravo.
Okay.
So there's not a ton of established canon here. I'm giving us a chance to make it up. And what you guys write into lore here is essentially what we're going to do. You guys are building
campaign canon, essentially.
Yes. Space Station Bravo is going to be your home base when you're not on board ships.
It's our main port of call.
Yes. So get to know it, and we'll continue to build up the space station. She's not a starbase per se. She's a little smaller than a starbase. So it's not like there's 5,000 people milling about here.
Maybe think of it kind of between DS9 and our standard starbase as far as capacity, or because as big as DS9 was, it was actually rather small.
Yeah, I would say it's roughly DS. It's a little bit bigger than DS9 in terms of capacity and in terms of the amount of amenities you would have.
And I'd like to suggest that it's not a Starfleet base so much as a Federation base with a significant Starfleet presence. That way we can kind of bridge the gap between a starbase and like a DS9 port of call, so there can be more civilian intent.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of civilian presence here. You're out on the edge of space, so there's definitely a lot of Ferengi presence around here. If Bax's eyes would light up at this point,
it's a little bit more frontiersy.
And it's not unusual for a lot of mercenaries, wrong idea, merchants to come through here. Just the traders.
So there'd be like a marketplace, and there'd probably be shops and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely a marketplace. Something similar to Deep Space Nine's Promenade.
Okay.
Not
probably
a bit
bigger
way, but there's a bar area. There's an area where there's games of chance.
Restaurants.
There's restaurants. There's both restaurants and a replicator mat.
Think of like a Federation mall.
Yeah, basically, you guys are at you're at like the mall of the Federation.
Okay.
But everything's free.
Well, no, because it's not Starfleet. Like
True.
Starfleet doesn't use money. The Federation does.
Oh, really? Okay.
Even though you guys are not about the pursuit of money, you still have some amount of currency that you get when you go to these ports of call.
An allowance,
TNG
if you will.
that Riker was, taking funds out of his earnings, so to speak, for purpose of use in non-Starfleet, non-Federation worlds and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like each planet is allowed to have its currencies and all that sort of thing, but they try to kind of glaze over that within Starfleet to help weed out, greed and other things that could motivate people to betray or other things. It's really hard to bribe.
Very hard to.
Yeah.
That
doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Earth had money, because remember, Nog was asking Jake, how do you work, get things done if you don't have money? Jake's like, we just do. Nog is utterly confused by this.
Yeah, no concept of how it could function.
I'm utterly confused by it as well, but whatever.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
where
the science fiction.
Yeah, the canon may not line up with what's feasible, but that's perhaps going too political and where there isn't enough writing to support the logistics, and I don't want to go into those depths. We'll make it work if we need to.
We know there's money. I mean, Cisco charged Quark for damages and things like that. So
yep.
Yeah,
there's something. The
point
Federation
is,
had a way of interacting with these other races. So.
if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
if you guys need to pay for a meal, if you guys need to pay for a little something, you definitely have the money to do that. Don't go trying to procure a moon.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
That's
I'd
no
actually
moon.
We
like
just charge
to-
it to the ship.
I'd actually like to visit one of the Ferengi gambling halls. Would there be something like that somewhere in this station?
I suppose.
I guess.
There should, there
What's
could
in
be,
it for me?
I suppose there could be a
If there's
I imagine it would be
Tongo,
much like
I'm
DS9.
in, yeah.
What are the actual card games that are played in the Federation or around this
But
area?
Fizbin?
Which is sort of, they always played poker on the Enterprise. You played Tongo on Deep Space Nine. I don't.
What's Tongo? Is that the like roulette thing?
Yeah, with
No,
cards.
that's Dabo.
Dabo is the roulette.
Dabo's the roulette. Tongo has a spinner in the middle, but it's a card game too.
Tongo is a card game, yeah.
Okay.
And then Domjot is like pool, but with obstacles, something like that.
Mhm.
Interesting. Kind of like a little setup version of it.
Sort of like pinball pool, I guess. I'm not sure how to.
Would you like to visit Ledaric's gambling hall?
Yes, I would.
Best on the boardwalk.
Question to you, Dave, just so I can understand the character a little bit better. Have I been stationed here before, or have I been like sent out to join up with this crew and am now returning to Space Station Bravo, where I will be for a bit?
No, so you cost Devon. You
Me
have
cost
been
Devon.
on Starbase or Space Station Bravo for we'll say a couple of months. You've been waiting your assignment.
You're
Okay.
settled in a bit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Last but not least, Ferengi would reasonably play all sorts of gambling games, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's profit in it for us.
As long as there's a chance.
Mhm.
All right.
If there's a game of chance and we have a means of manipulating the odds, then yes.
Alrighty.
Laradoc has interest in all of this.
Well, I'd like to join in one of the games of poker that's around. I come here semi-regularly.
A game of poker interests you, huh? Carl?
Yes. It's an interesting
whoever's
game.
Using dice, could you
Lots of
stop, please?
reading.
Thank you. Sure. You sit down at the table.
Take a seat and I'm dealt in.
Yes.
So, what are the stakes?
Well, nothing too high today. Just a strip of latinum.
Mm-hmm. And has everyone else anteed the same?
Oh, of course.
All right, I'll match the bid. Let's see my
Alright.
cards.
Well, we'll just have you roll. I don't know. They don't cover this in the rules. I don't know.
Craig breaks
wait.
the game immediately.
Dave,
I
Just-
have liar's dice.
just tell me what's happening.
Poker dice.
No. I'm gonna have you make a daring a daring command roll.
Okay. I'm rolling against 14. D20 says 4.
And it's 2d20.
4 and 8.
Interesting.
Oh.
Sorry, you're up against a lot of people.
Right? Everyone's got to see, like, how are they doing?
Well, a couple of players fold. The rest stay in, and ultimately, you are bested by an intrepid Vulcan. What are Vulcans doing playing poker?
A
Counting
weird
cards.
thing.
Yes, you get the sense that the Vulcan's probably counting cards and has no discernible means of bluffing, but also has an amazing poker face.
That's what I was just thinking is, of course, the Vulcan's going to win. What's he going to give away? I'm really great at reading people, but if there's nothing to read, what do you do?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You do get a sense that this Vulcan has been here for a while, though.
And I'm sure I've seen him before if he's a regular, or would I not know? Do I know him? Would I recall him?
Yeah, you recognize him as Taki, and you don't know much about him, but you know his name.
Alrighty. So I know that he occasionally lurks around here nebulously, and his name Taki.
He does not have a Starfleet uniform.
A well-played hand, Taki. I wonder how you got so good. Is it just the Vulcan prominence, intelligence?
It's a game of logic, costs.
It is a simple game of logic, costs.
There's only so many permutations. The cards are only logical.
Yeah, of course, but surely you've got to be able to read your opponents a little bit if you're gonna see if you've got something better. You know the odds don't always work out.
I'm a keen observer of the human and humanoid condition.
I see that.
You have no idea how much you give away.
Isn't that true of everybody? Well, it's been a fun hand, Tegan. What was his name again?
Taki.
Taki.
How
about we double the stakes? I'm interested in playing just you. Something a little bit more direct.
All right.
5-card stud. One hand. You're not giving me anything. Put them in. No information.
Itching to give your money away, costs.
Maybe.
All right.
Or I get to take it all back.
Okay.
Your game. I turn to the dealer. 2 hands.
The dealer nods and deals up the cards. Make the same roll.
16 and 20. However,
okay.
I look at my hand and raise the pot. All we have is stats. He doesn't know that my hand is bad.
So he looks at his cards and he calls you. But
he
as
goes
he
for the call?
calls, you see his hands start to shake a little bit.
Okay. I raised the pot double what it is already. We're looking at essentially double or nothing. So the ante price plus a raise of an ante. So I'm going big in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You can read people, but you don't have the luck. What are you gonna do? You gonna hand me more? I was just in this to catch even, but I'm willing to walk away with a little extra.
Make a make a make a daring command roll.
We've got 11 and 5 rolling against my 14.
Okay. He raises you. All right, Koss. I see your game. You've got nothing. Bow out now, or lose more.
All right. You really are something special. I like you.
Hmm.
I'll get it back eventually. But
Someday.
until then, you've earned it. I push the pot towards him and go sulk at the bar.
Yeah, he rolled 2 crits both times.
I'm totally not asking to be told what happened behind the scenes with the rolls. I'm happy to just take it as he raised me.
Yeah. No, he rolled.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm saying like in matters of chance like that, don't even tell me what they're rolling, because I don't want to be told like, oh no, he just rolled better than I did. I just want to hear that, oh, looks like you didn't make it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, for a little bit. But.
So I'm out some of my cash, but c'est la vie.
You've had more interactions with Taki.
Mm-hmm. That was my thinking.
Yeah, we can.
I do keep an eye on him at the tables, just following along with his playing, but I'm not ponying up any of my own anymore.
This is all good stuff, because now we build from there.
Mm-hmm. Who else has something they want to get up to?
Well, I'll take a scene unless somebody has something they want to do.
Put it forward.
Hog it. So
the captain is eager to get to his new ship, so I'll just stand by until the time is right.
Reasonable.
Yes. So Shelby goes to the admiral's office, and they spend a good hour plus debriefing over the neutral zone incident, everything with the Nightingale, and that's all boring. Nobody needs that. But the exciting part is once they're done with that, Admiral Presnell turns to Shelby and says, "All right, you did what you needed to do. We put you out there. I don't love what happened, but you made the best of a terrible situation. You still need to get that commander back. Because even if she is a Romulan spy, they can't have her. So that's a long-term mission for you. Now, we have some business to attend to. Your paperwork's done. Those pips are done. You've got the Admiral bar now. And he slides over the Vice Admiral bar to her.
In the background, you hear
And
like
with-
an angel chorus.
Yeah. And with that, I finally get to go retire on Risa. So
Retire? I hardly even know her.
So if you need me, don't call me.
Can do, Cap. Or should I say, Admiral?
Elizabeth, you are one of Starfleet's brightest minds, and now one of her youngest admirals. I don't know why you've given up the captain's chair. You have your own reasons, but you will be an asset here. This area, there's weird things, but you know that. Just keep an eye out for everything and do right by your people. All right, I'm out of here. This office is yours. And Admiral Presnell, now former Admiral Presnell, gets up and walks out.
Well, he's still an admiral. He's just the former commander.
Oh, no. He's retired.
Oh, somehow I missed that point. So focusing on
Everyone
her
was like
glory.
distracted by the retire. I hardly even know her, Dave. They couldn't
Yeah.
keep up.
He is done. He's off to Risa. If you need him, don't call him.
Yeah.
Okay, you can probably call him, but it's like in case of emergency, break glass type situation.
All right,
Save it for when you need it.
Captain Roan meets him on his way out of the office and presents him with a gift. You know, a rather tall package. You know, a good 2 feet tall. Yeah.
Aw.
2 feet.
Yeah.
He holds it. He looks at it.
Opens it up.
Opens it.
Yeah.
Captain.
I said pack. It's a Horgon.
You shouldn't have. Man, you really shouldn't have. You have any idea what my doctors have told me? I mean, if anything, they advised me against going to Risa at all.
Well, think of the spirit of the gift.
I appreciate the spirit of the gift. His eyes go wide, and he just takes a break, and he says, "All right, well, you've got a whippersnapper in there. You should talk to her. Just be careful, but she will treat you right."
I will. Thank you, Admiral. Sir.
Now kiss.
Have it.
Thank you, Captain. You've got one hell of a ship.
Thank you. I'll treat her
I
right.
envy you. Those Luna are really, really nice ships.
That they are. An unnatural beauty in a way.
They have their own style. I hear they're not for everyone, but people like you and me appreciate her.
Indeed.
And with that, actually, I'll take my leave of you now. Best of luck out there. Remember, keep exploring.
Always.
He nods and walks off.
Roan gives final 2-finger salute.
he doesn't see it. He's just
Yeah, was not intending to.
he's holding the Horgon and just shaking his head as he walks down the hallway, trying to go as fast as he can so he can get it into his quarters before anyone actually sees it.
Captain Rowan puts two hands over his belly and gives a little laugh, shakes his head, and then presses the door button on Shelby's new office.
Come.
Captain Rowan here. You asked to see me?
Yes, Captain, and might I congratulate you on the longest Kobayashi Maru on record. As I am reading through your record, your first one was in like the top 5 fastest tests. What happened? 4 days?
It takes
4
the
days.
time it takes, Admiral.
But 4 days. We had people waiting.
Well, those reservations just have to be filled later.
You are going to be a pain in my side, aren't you, Captain?
Not if I can help it, Admiral. But I'll do what needs doing. That'll make you proud.
Well, we'll see. It's Captain. Your crew is a pretty fine crew, but there's been some personnel requests. Your intended first officer, Rokas, requested transfer, and I'm granting that. We can't have people that don't want to be on ship.
Indeed.
With that, it's not necessarily my place, but we don't have a qualified commander to take over your XO duties. I would highly recommend Tess to take over as your XO.
I hear good things of her.
Well, I've been grooming her. She's one that I saw great potential in when I gave a lecture at the academy, and she has a brilliant mind for tactics, for Starfleet, for just about anything you can ask. She is eager to learn. She excels at everything she puts her mind to.
Wonderful.
And I think she'll challenge you in the right ways. If it were completely up to me, we'd be giving you a much more experienced crew in light of your medical situation, just in case something does happen to you. Not that we're expecting that, but as you know, we prepare for the worst and expect the best.
Well, forgive me, Admiral, but I don't see this as like wearing a cast or having a prosthetic leg. This is not something that, I need to be constantly, held at a slight distance with people wondering when I'm going to fall next. It is a somewhat unique situation, but it is a great resource.
It is also the unknown.
And that's our job, Admiral.
It is. But just like Picard after Wolf, he was surrounded by the best of the best.
Well, having people like you to lean on when I need it, I do appreciate that. But forgive me, again, this is nothing like Wolf 359. This isn't an assimilation by enemies. This is a joining. This is an alliance.
It is. but one could also call it an assimilation by friends. If
Well,
one
it
were
was
to
voluntary.
if one were to take a very sick and twisted view of it.
I'm remembering that. Assimilation by friends.
Hey, you have to have some of those moments.
It was a popular show.
You will become one with the click.
Oh, goodness. I'm giving you guys momentum for that.
Sweet.
Any and all friends references, they get momentum. You got to keep it.
So this is not where Admiral Shelby breaks into song singing "I'll Be There for You."
No, it is not.
yet.
Save that for the Q episode.
Yes, which, by the way, I have great and devious plans for. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't actually tell you that.
It's assumed at this point.
Yes, if you didn't, we would be gravely disappointed.
Q and his deck of many things.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that should strike fear into the hearts and minds of you all. But
It does.
Absolutely do
In
not
character, perhaps.
even consider that a possibility. Let's not even talk about that thing. Doesn't exist.
Okay. Captain, I believe I've taken up enough of your time, and I also believe that you have yet to step foot on your ship. Feel free. Unless there's anything else you'd like to talk about.
I believe that covers it, Admiral.
Okay.
We will be talking quite a bit.
I'm sure of that. Do send congratulations, not congratulations. Do send my regards to your crew that were on Xerxes. Their scientists seem to be making a smooth recovery.
I shall.
Thank you. Dismissed, Captain.
I am dismissed. I turn and walk out.
Okay. All right. Anyone else for a scene?
I'm busy growing my hangover.
You are just a lieutenant. I wouldn't drink too much.
No, of course not. But, wounded pride and all that.
Yes.
Can I just say that when the bars were passed to Shelby, I just imagine Will Riker suddenly waking up from a cold sweat, doesn't know why. Snap too. It's like, what the?
It's happened. He knows.
Word Titan. Yeah. So we flash to a new scene on Titan. Riker wakes up next to Deanna and goes, "Oh, whoa, that was the worst nightmare ever."
As if a million voices called out.
And we're angrily annoyed at him.
And he goes right back to sleep. And Deanna just knows and is also sweating.
And on his nighttime or his bed, the table beside his bed. My brain's not pulling that word up. The little comm panel on it starts blinking a little like a "you've got mail" notification, and when he checks it, when he wakes up, it's going to be word of the promotion.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And no, Will, that is not a new scene -1 momentum. I wouldn't give you and then take it away. That would be too much of a jerk. All right. Yeah, that was a cool little tidbit. Let's see. Will, what are you up to?
Hello.
Hi.
I made it.
Exists.
So, here. You didn't actually know the gist of this. So you guys are all back at Space Station Bravo.
Starbase.
And
good.
it's like your waypoint. This is think of because it's a space station, not a starbase. It's more like DS9 than say, a proper starbase. So as Craig's character aptly showed, there are like a Ferengi games of trade area. There's a Replimat. There's restaurants. It's like a big mall.
Ooh.
If there's anywhere you want to go and do something, feel free, because you're essentially building the lore around what this place is.
Where kind of are we in like the galaxy sense?
This is I need to actually have a good map here. You are in
We're remotely close to the Romulan neutral zone somewhere, aren't we?
yes. You are I'm getting a map out here. So that's why I'm off mic a little. Somewhat near Ferengi space. You're near. Yeah, you're definitely near the.
Would we be kind of considered the outer rim of the Federation?
Yes. If anything, I'd say you're starting to be more near Beta Quadrant.
What's in Beta Quadrant? Do I even know anything there?
Most stuff's in beta. Well, I mean, not most stuff, but like I think. Oh, jeez.
The Betazoids?
Yeah,
Probably not.
like half or a third of the Federation is. I can't remember.
You're near the Azure Nebula. Which is kind of near Kittimer.
Fancy.
Star Trek Online map pops up in my head.
Yeah. Actually.
Is there one of those? I'm going to find one of those now.
Yeah.
Kind of important.
That's a pretty looking map.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm off on the wrong side of space.
No.
Sorry.
We've been hurled into the
So
the Epsilon Quadrant now.
the Beta Quadrant has like most, like the Klingons, the Romulans, and then on the Alpha Quadrant you've got Cardassians and
All sorts of fun stuff.
yeah, and then Earth and Vulcan like are right on that border. So
Yeah.
Oh. So we could go visit the Galactic Core? Oh no. Wait, the quadrants are based on Sol?
Kind of.
I mean, that's just what I'm looking from this STO map, but I don't actually know that part of us Star Trek lore.
yeah.
Geez, I wanted to put it there, but that would make no sense. Yeah, let's have you be there. Okay. You're near. Well, this makes sense.
Alpha Quadrant, Beta Quadrant.
Yeah, I've got you.
This map is huge.
It is huge. So, by my map, you are closest to
Klingon space, Romulan space.
You're closer to Romulan space. You're like equidistant from Deep Space 5 and Deep Space 4.
I'm not sure I see that on this map.
Where else?
I see the Betazoid sector, Draylon sector, Deneb sector.
Yeah, my map does not give me sectors, unfortunately.
Oh.
Are you looking at the map in the book, or?
Well,
I just put in STO map and click.
Yeah, but I was wondering. I'm looking at the same map, the STO map. I was wondering what David was looking at.
Let's see. Is this going to give me the beta quadrant map?
Actually, I guess this is technically the Reckoning sector map.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are beta quadrant. But you're in like the weird north part.
The weird three corners kind of area.
Yeah.
It's always very weird looking at a 2D map of 3D space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many names here.
Right?
Oh, I found Starbase 39. Oh, there's Wolf 359.
I just sent you the map link there, David. Same one that Will's looking at.
Oh, I'm actually looking at a different one.
Oh, okay.
But that might help too.
Yeah, I've got the Reckoning page right from Art Games.
That's something I probably should look at. I'm having you as a now like completely.
Oh, but yeah, this looks pretty much the same, just with fewer points of interest.
Yeah.
That's cool.
More of the overview map.
Yeah, this one looks a lot easier to parse.
Yeah, especially with the table of contents on the left side. System list.
Okay, so this is on like the southern arm of the galaxy. That's why the Delta Quadrant's so far away.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gamma Quadrant's over that way. So technically, we're like as far from Deep Space Nine as we can be.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Wait, Deep Space Nine is near the Gamma Quadrant, right?
No.
No,
No,
Deep
that was
Space-
a wormhole.
Yeah.
It's in
Deep
the
Space-
Alpha Quadrant.
Deep Space Nine is near the Cardassian Union.
That's right.
Technically, even though they always say Alpha, Federation and Klingon and Romulan are all in Beta Quadrant.
Alpha.
It's like the Alpha and the Beta have been mashed into one giant Alpha half-quint. Half-drint.
Hemi quadrant. Hemi
Half-drint sounds
Hemisphere.
better,
I mean,
especially when
There
it's
we
a little
go.
drunk.
All right. Anyway, so that's roughly where you're at. We'll refine that later.
Sorry, where were we? Well,
Somewhere in the Beta Quadrant nearest
Some-
to the Romulan space.
okay, good enough.
Actually,
Beta
Nebula still
Quadrant.
work?
Yeah.
Kind of the outskirts of the Federation.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the Ferengis?
Treasure Nebula is
Map?
basically like where the Romulan Federation Klingon space meet.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. We're towards the Kittimer sector there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotcha. Okay, cool.
Kind of near the Suliban Helix.
Oh, just throw them in the mix too. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
mean,
maybe we could check out this Dyson Sphere gateway.
nobody's heard from Suliban in like 250 years, so. So yeah,
That's what a freaking door is. Wow.
I will say there probably are a bunch of like diplomatic. What are those things called?
Envoys. Oh,
No.
okay.
Embassies. There are
Yep.
embassies
Oh, right.
on this station.
Yes.
It's a little bit like the Citadel.
Makes sense.
So there's definitely a Federation one. There's a Klingon embassy. There's a Bajoran. There's even a Cardassian.
No Romulan embassy?
Um,
We're right there.
There would be a Romulan embassy at this point
Yeah.
because it's post Nemesis. They're like, yeah, we'll talk.
They finally come to the table.
Who else? Who else would be there?
You mentioned Klingons, right?
The Klingons.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Wow, Romulus is actually relatively close to the border.
Yes.
New Romulus, anyway.
Uh,
But we're pre-New Romulus,
Oh,
are
yeah.
we? Yeah.
Romulus.
Yeah, because actual Romulus is way further, coreward.
Much closer in.
Yeah, Romulus is like almost on the edge of the Delta Quadrant, really. Well, not so much that, but it's a lot further
It's
up.
northish. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if the Romulans have an empire that spans the entire Beta Quadrant, that's actually really large.
I mean, it's called the Romulan Star Empire for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's massive.
There's even a Gorn embassy there.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Oh yeah, the hegemony is here. Hegemony. Yes, thank you.
There's a Breen embassy.
Ooh.
Really?
That's deep.
Interesting.
I would not expect that. That's crossing through pretty much all of Federation space on the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
The Dominion War changed things. And they wanted a means of talking with the Romulans.
Yeah. Seems like a convenient middle ground.
I'm not claiming any of this is canon.
Well,
I'm just saying.
So what we're saying is that this is not just a podunk, out of the way kind of countryside starbase.
This is not Star Trek V.
This is an actual important starbase.
Yeah, it's not Nimbus 3.
Yeah, the fact that so many races have decided to set up at least an ambassador here says something.
Like this is Deep Space Nine was technically like a country outpost.
Yeah.
Despite being because no one cared about it until they found the wormhole, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely no.
Federation certainly didn't care. Not really.
And for good reason, being out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, politically, they didn't want to get involved unless the Bajorans joined. But the wormhole said, ooh.
The wormhole had other plans.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that it's not like any top line ambassadors are really out here.
No.
This is kind of the people get their first or second ambassador, first or second postings as an ambassador out here.
But it is an important hub of a lot of people coming together.
Yeah, it's kind of look, go out here, put on a nice face, don't screw up.
Okay. So a low risk, high reward kind of development area.
And they understand, if anything big's going to happen, we're going to bring in a lot more people.
Yeah.
We're going to have a big conference.
Cool.
I suppose I've stopped drinking and am returning to my quarters to now nurse it.
Sure. When you get back to your quarters, you see a pad with the transfer orders for the Hadfield.
So it's official.
It is official. And the transfer orders take effect tomorrow morning at 0600.
Ugh, Dave, you. Setting an alarm?
Let me guess, you're going to be applying for Gamma Shift?
Apparently. Great.
And furthermore, you see the position Chief Tactical Officer, which you were not expecting at all.
Surprised.
Just a little.
That wasn't the posting I was selected for, was it?
No. When you first heard rumors of the Hadfield assignment, you were going to be second officer.
Did I know who my superior was going to be?
Yeah, Tess Denning.
Got it. And do I know what happened with Tess?
No.
She's now
Understood.
You know, Captain, He doesn't know.
Yeah, that's why I bit my tongue.
I look at the data sheet with surprise and a little bit foreboding, but decide I can deal with this after I've slept.
Point of order. Transfer orders would include his immediate superior for who to report to.
Keep reading. You will see more info.
Gotcha.
You might be too drunk to actually.
No, I absolutely do not look at the specifics. I just parse what exactly the sheet's telling me.
Yeah.
And say, oh, well, looks like I've got more responsibility in the morning. Let's get there.
Oh, darn, I wish I had synthahol.
Okay, so Cos Devon is out for the rest of the night.
You guys can hit me up with like my important duties when I'm not losing my money anymore.
All right. So let's see.
Man, considering that Yorin has traveled all the way from the wormhole across pretty much all of known Federation space to get here, he's looking out the window and wondering what's going on out there. This is a new experience.
Nice. So, where are you looking out the window?
Is there kind of like a promenade-ish kind of area?
Yeah.
Probably around there.
There's definitely an observation area, if nothing else. We'll say there's like a
boulevard.
Yeah, there's a big boulevard
of broken dreams.
No,
I knew it was going to happen, but I went for it.
It's the only joke that comes up with boulevard. I have to.
So you're staring there, and as you're staring there is somebody that comes up next to you, and that is Dr. Helena Burlett. And
this is the person I knew from
Helena Burlesque. Am I right?
No.
Never mind.
Yes, she is the one from Xerxes.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of your professors at the academy.
At the academy.
Yeah. So when I say academy, I get background music. Awesome.
A little bit of theme music.
Professor, how have you been feeling lately?
Well, since you guys got me back here, things have been a lot better. And now that I got away from that doctor of yours, good luck surviving
he is
that.
Quite the kidder, isn't he?
He certainly
what?
Oh. I thought Tucker was here for a second. Yeah, it was hard to get rest while I was in sickbay being treated by him. But now that I'm here, it is more restful. But that doctor definitely knows what he's doing. I will say that. Yorin, how are you adapting to life on board of a starship?
Yorin kind of thinks pensively and does the little thing where he rubs his chin. It's like, it's very different than what I expected. Everyone here and in the Federation are very, what's the word? It seems like it gathers a lot of eccentric personalities. Perhaps that's just my luck of where I've been assigned, though.
That is part of it, but the Federation does embrace the Vulcan motto of infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
Yes. back in the Dominion, we always we also believed that there was value in differences, but generally they kept more to themselves. There's a lot of integration here.
Well, we believe that our differences make us stronger, that we can learn from each other, and that the things that make us different make us as a whole even better.
Oh, I cannot say that it is unpleasant.
Yeah. If nothing else, Yoren, I feel that you will never be bored.
Oh, I feel the same way.
Well, Yoren, I hear that the Hadfield has many exciting adventures ahead of it. I wish you all the best. I do not know where life is taking me. I've put in several applications for positions. We'll see where Starfleet needs me. As you know, I have my skills, and you never know where they need someone.
Will you continue to be a professor elsewhere then?
I'm the teaching life has its appeal, but I've found myself appreciating being out there, if you know what I mean. Xerxes went wrong, as you can see, but a lot of lessons were learned, and I found a new zest for life being out in space.
I can understand that feeling well.
You know, I haven't been cleared for duty yet, but I have applied for the Hadfield. I don't know that a doctor will be needed, but maybe.
Oh, I can just picture you working alongside our current doctor.
Well, maybe the more I'm around, the less he'll be needed. But as I said earlier, he is competent, and I will always work with people who know what they're doing.
Oh, yes. I hope one day I get to meet whoever programmed him. I'm sure he would also be an interesting character.
Somewhere Zip's going, I could arrange that. Maybe I should inflict urine on my cousin. Well, Yoren, I hope that whatever life throws at us, we meet again. You showed me that there is more to life than a classroom. For that, I am grateful.
Well, I don't know what to say, Professor. Thank you very much for the compliment, and I also hope that the founders will smile upon you in your endeavors as well.
Thank you, Yoren. As some of my ancestors say, you are good people.
Yoren just has a big smile, and figuring that the conversation doesn't, goes back to staring out the observation windows.
Yeah, and the doctor walks off. So, Zip, you ready for that lecture?
Uh-oh, Zip's getting lectured?
No.
No.
Giving a lecture.
So am I lecturing the cadets on the base, or who am I lecturing specifically? Just so I know.
So you are providing a lecture to the engineering staff of the base, which is being recorded and simulcast to at least one other starbase, and probably being recorded that can be aired at other engineering meetings. So no pressure.
Interesting. Yeah, no pressure. Thanks. Only millions of potential viewers. I got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. If they don't like it, they'll find somebody else to do it.
No pressure.
Way to back out. Good to know. Okay. So this is okay. This is everyone at the base. Did you mention that? Right. What were the names?
Fred is the main.
Fred and George, right?
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah. They're there. Yeah. I wanted to make sure they were there. Yeah. Yes. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh yeah. They are sitting.
Right, I forgot about that.
They're sitting like second row
Mm-hmm.
because they were told they had to.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'd be in the back. You're up on a dais with it's you, Vax, and somewhere I have the names of those other admirals. Come on, David. Thant and Admiral Solek. They're still here after the captain's test. So it's basically 3 admirals, and then you and Vax are up on the dais.
Okay. And this lecture all came about because of the
captain's test.
Yes, the results from that's what I was trying to think of. What it was called?
Was a numbskull.
Yes. All right. So this, all right. So make my way. So I'm assuming everyone's all gathered around.
Attentively,
yes.
Yeah.
Please. There are animals in the room. Their attention is wrapped.
Yeah.
I don't need to do the work for that.
No. Especially once they see Shelby, her reputation precedes herself. It's like, oh, wait, she got the Admiral bar? Okay.
God damn.
Yes, stuff just got real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I take the podium.
Yeah.
And I look around and I say, "Greetings, everyone. Greetings. I'm glad to see you all here. I'm going to make this quick, brief. Well, not quick, but brief. You're all well trained. You all know at least a modicum of engineering. So just a couple of tips on how to be a good engineer. And one day, hopefully you follow these tips, you'll work your way up and be chief of your own starship or starbase or whatever you aspire to be. So the first tip is that when you're given an order, you do it. You do it promptly and you do exactly what you're told. When you have some seniority, when you have some experience, maybe then you ask, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Is there a good idea? Maybe you'll have time to have it explained to you while you do it. But when you're called to do something, you snap to and you do it. You are an asset that your chief engineer needs to use to get the job done. So you need to do what's asked of you. You do your best, and you get that job done so they don't have to worry about it. 1 second, I gotta be right back.
The lecture hall waits expectantly.
All I'm picturing here is service guarantees citizenship.
I told you I hate the bugs.
I can't award momentum, but I award you a high five.
So, sorry about that. Take care of something real fast. Anyway, so back to the speech. I was finishing up that point anyway. That's good. Anyway, Now that's not this. So blah, blah, blah. Back to where I was. You do it. That's basically it. But saying you can have your own. Listen, we need smart engineers. If you got ideas, we'd like to hear them. We need to hear them. Bounce ideas off of us if there's time. All right. If that red alert klaxon is going off, your job is to get the job done. That's what a good engineer is for. Tip number 2, don't do things that will blow your ship up. And I look over at the second row at a certain section. Right, just glancing, letting my eyes scan over.
Aimed at them?
Yeah, Fred.
Kind of.
Essentially.
I want to make sure everyone doesn't forget the 2 easiest rules: do your job and don't blow stuff up.
Okay, they haven't crapped their pants yet.
Good. I don't need that. I'm not gonna try to go that far. I'm just gonna say, listen. Sometimes you have to work with materials that are kind of explodey. Let's just remember that word. Things are explodey. You don't want those things to explode on your own ship, right? It's the other guy's ship that needs to explode, right? You don't Yes, you don't screw around with this. Starfleet doesn't get into battles lightly, and when it happens, there's a reason. And we especially need to not kill each other, right? That is a rule I tend to live by. And I think it's a good one for everyone, correct? I think we can remember that. So take your job seriously at all times. Fooling around is for off hours, for blowing off steam, for joking around, having a few drinks after the job's done. But when you're on the clock, it's important to remember that you are on the clock. People are watching you. People need you to focus on your work. People need to not have you kill your own friends.
Hi guys,
or
I'm
yourself.
Here. Hey.
And Tucker walks into the lecture hall.
I just look at him and go, "What the hell?
Why is there a Vulcan Borg here?"
He heard someone was getting reprimanded, and he thought it had to be him.
Now, listen, I need everybody to listen to this. This is very important, okay? If you are in Los Angeles and Santa Monica, there is a restaurant called Lucia Tokyo. All right? We waited there for 45 minutes after ordering for our food. 50. The waitress came and took our order again, still got mine wrong, gave us our food, and then gave us a check with 2 things we didn't order on it. And you know what? We're still going to go back because the food was that good.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Just don't.
All right, free advertising dollars.
Yeah, don't sit at the bar and order from the older woman, not the younger woman. The younger woman is apparently a complete moron.
Lucha Tokyo?
I would say she just doesn't.
Musha
Tokyo. Yeah.
I was expecting like a Japanese Mexican mix. That made sense for LA.
We have those. They're called sushi Ritos. They're disgusting.
Well, that's a thing.
That's all I needed.
Picture a sushi roll that's uncut and literally the size of a burrito. Now think about how much raw fish that entails and what that does to your stomach. Now that I've sufficiently disgusted everyone, what the hell did I miss?
So we're at Starbase. Zip's in the middle of a lecture. I'm awarding momentum for the use of the word explodey.
Very technical term.
Yeah, very technical term. It's an awesome technical term. Basically, Fred and George are getting lectured along with the rest of the cadets. They don't quite know what's happened. I mean, Fred and George do. But the rest of the cadets are like, wait, what?
Do I know what's happened?
No. No, in fact, you're not even here. You're not in this lecture hall. Basically, this has been a whole, you guys are at station.
This is how we all spend our downtime.
How do we roll? Yeah, what do you want to role play? Like, how do you want to explore and see what happens?
Okay, all right. So you guys finish the scene, and then I will suggest a scene for Tani. How does that sound?
Okay, sounds good.
Back to the lecture.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. That was pretty good timing because I was wrapping it up.
Okay.
You know, do your job. Don't screw up the explodey stuff. That's basically the gist I'm trying to get across to everyone. Anyway, so whatever I was saying last, that's fine. I don't even remember now, but I'm just going to close.
About don't kill your friends.
Yeah.
Don't kill your
Little
friends.
dark.
You have to write to their families. That's not great. That's just not fun.
Nobody likes making that call afterwards.
Right. Anyway, so I just look over everyone and I said, okay, this was partially in jest, but partially not. You're all trained to be the best that Starfleet can provide. You know these things. You know how to do your job. You know how to be careful. And you know not to kill each other most of the time.
Ish.
But I just want you to think about the basics. No matter how complicated the job gets, no matter what's being asked of you, no matter how dire the situations around you, the basics will probably save your life and get the job done. Right? I have a personal philosophy: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Basically, there's always a way to do something. It's never as bad as it looks. There's always a way out. All right? You have to think. You have to use your brains. That's what you're trained to do as engineers. There is no box. You exist beyond the box. So you might be told exactly what to do and how to do it, but don't be afraid to think of something new and to bounce it off your chief engineer or your friends or whatever. Right? That's all I'm trying to say. Do your job well. Do it safe. Push the envelope. Okay? Thank you. Now, what were the brothers' last names?
So
yeah, I know there was a little off that.
Basically, brothers from different families. They're more like brothers in arms.
Best friendies. Okay.
So it's Fred Ball and George Arnaz.
Well, of course. Okay. I know. That's fine. It actually works perfectly, doesn't it?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna let everyone applaud, obviously.
Yeah. Huge applause.
I'm gonna let them start murmuring and start filtering out.
Let me tell you something, Chief. That was some real good splaining you did.
You have no idea how many crits the crowd rolled during that. Like you guys don't get momentum for that, but you have no idea how many crits happened.
What did the crits give us?
Nobody crapped their pants.
Okay, I'll take it.
Good round of applause.
That's a little too far from I don't. Yeah, but I will do this. I will. As everyone's merging, I can just say, what's their rank? Are they ensigns?
Oh yeah, they're ensigns.
Okay, I'll just I'm assuming everyone's filtering out to say ensigns, Arnaz, and Ball. Can you spare a moment, please?
They look actually at this point.
Cold sweat.
They're definitely into a cold sweat.
Yeah, good. All right.
They kind of grab each other and they're like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
Time to get the brown pants.
So just
mostly because they've also spotted Vax at this point, and they're like, "Oh."
Vax the whole time. Once explosive devices were brought up, as he's sitting on the panel, he is sitting thumb on chin, 2 fingers on temple as he's leaning on an arm. But the moment explosive devices were mentioned, he glared directly at Fred with his little beady eyes piercingly. Like as if to say, I'm not going to say it, but we are painting everybody with the same brush because of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Just the glare. This is all you. This is nobody else. But we're not allowed to say everybody. We have to tell everyone. Legally, we have to tell everyone. we can't point the finger directly at you because that's placing the blame. No. So this is you.
Also, it was on the holodeck. It wasn't actually real life, so there is a modicum of you're not totally screwed, guys.
True.
Oh yeah, no.
Max does not care. he has his reasons that this is real world event or not. He is
Vexed?
infuriated.
Well,
Yeah.
how many of us were not made aware this was the test? Because it would be myself and Vax would have not been told.
Would I have been aware that this is a holodeck simulation at the time?
No.
Okay, so I am livid.
Yeah.
Okay, Vax,
yeah.
you were made aware immediately after it concluded.
Yes.
Yes. But
Oh,
during
by the way,
it was all real, and I am not letting Fred live this one down.
yeah.
You never had the conversation with Fred, but Fred didn't. Fred knew it was a test the whole time.
Well, and Zip doesn't care.
Zip does not care.
He does. He cares none. There's no cares to give right now. He has been
Zip
through
wasn't
too much
even
to
on-
care. Yeah, yeah.
Zip wasn't even on the station when this happened. Zip's been like, wait, who did what?
Yeah, I just read their after action, the wind-up report, and I was just like, what the? We can't put this guy in the field if he's not going to take
the where now?
Yeah,
Sure, that does not know how to dismantle a photon torpedo. That is, by dismantle, I mean take out the outer casing and propulsion system.
and
Take out
don't drop it. Don't
Or throw it, or like
ball with it.
Not hacky
Don't-
sack.
don't go long with the torpedo warhead.
It's
That
not
idea is
lacrosse.
Anyway, Zip's going to motion them to come up. Those two to come up.
Okay.
And they're going to stand there. And he's going to look through his pad, look through the pads he has, and scan through them. And he's going to do this for like 2 or 3 minutes. He's just going to look through different
This
pads.
is like first time meeting them,
Oh, yeah. Well, he knows about them. He knows. But,
but the first time they've seen him in person.
yes.
Yeah. They stand there
Yeah.
as patiently waiting as they can.
Yeah, that's
sweat dripping.
That's fine.
Dripping off their
No.
forehead.
I look at a different pad, and I'm satisfied with my looking through, getting what I need, and I pull up my case, and I put my pads in my case, and I close it up, and I walk out. And then I duck my head back in and go, dismissed, and then keep walking out.
get wrecked.
Nice.
They kind of look at each other, look at Vax, look at each other, and then run for the exit.
I roll death glare, death glare, death glare. They make a break for it. I roll my eyes.
I stand outside the door, leaning against the wall with my arms, and as I run out, I just grin. I just love it. I eat every moment of it up.
Here, have another momentum for that.
Booyah.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to drive through a tunnel to get out.
You're good.
Um,
All right.
Oh,
So,
Are you Star Trekking while driving?
yeah, I have a hands-free headset. We're fine. So
Hey, they
I'm
don't
also-
say don't trek and drive.
don't drink and drive,
hey,
guys.
she's got the con.
I actually cannot physically drink. True story. Tell you later. But
Ditto.
so by the way, I am ready to go with the roleplay scene whenever you guys want. So I'm just gonna hang out until you're ready for that
Okay.
and listen in.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it to Alan first because he's been here almost this whole time, and I want to make sure he feels like he's not being cast aside.
Oh,
And-
fine with me. That way I can hang out with my girlfriend and drive home.
Okay, cool. You do that, and we'll get Alan going.
And don't
then-
die.
Yeah, don't die, please.
I'm going to attempt that. All right.
Don't
I
explode.
mean, it
Yeah.
is LA. There's only so much that's in your control.
Something like that. Something like that. All right, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go on mute.
Alrighty. So, guys, welcome Alan. He is playing Duvira Mavic, a Cardassian ensign.
Hi, Alan.
He is going to be
Applause.
he is going to be your operations manager.
Welcome, Alan.
Think of him as the lovable Harry Kim.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, you'll never be
Remember,
promoted.
lovable.
The key word there is lovable.
What is he, a Tribble?
Well, no, it's the
Oh God, there'll be Cardassians everywhere.
Oh no!
it's that Zip fought in the Dominion or in the Cardassian War. Koss was in the occupation. Like, I got
We
people
both
that
fought
hate
in the Dominion War, and yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh, good.
Dakar was a captain during the Dominion War. Tess was fast tracked through the academy during the Dominion War. Tawny,
was.
yeah, like there's reasons to hate a Cardassian right now.
Yeah, I mean, Tawny's Borg,
Hi.
still part Borg, and Zip fought the Borg at 001, and so on
Hi.
359. Sorry, yeah, or
I'm a
001.
Vorta.
001.
My race kind of almost doomed the Cardassians to extinction.
You failed.
Yeah. So
I'm disappointed.
Best crew
I mean,
ever.
but not me personally, obviously.
So like, I feel really bad because
Just what a Vorta would say.
I've given Alan a lot of reasons for like everyone in the crew to hate him, but this is also now on you guys because I've thrown you the social monkey wrench. Make it work. And maybe this will thrive on some social conflict. Like, I don't expect you guys to be best friends right away. But it's, hey, here's a complicated situation.
What David's saying is he likes Deep Space Nine more than Next Generation.
Oh, those are fighting words.
Which
No.
Ida, by the way, considers the mark of intelligence.
Hey, he's scoring points with somebody.
Well, okay, here.
Well, Ida has good taste.
I like a random episode of TNG probably more than a random episode of DS9, but I like Picard more than Cisco, and I like the Dominion War arc of DS9 more than. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up before I piss.
But
off.
do you like Garrick more than Guinan?
Oh, that hurt.
That's tough.
Okay, no, bad comparison. It would be
That's
Quark
not
Guinan.
That's not anywhere close to tough. Garrick is way better than Guinan.
But Whoopi's such an amazing actress.
Only because he's hitting on someone who hasn't a clue.
Yeah, no, Whoopi Goldberg's great, but Garrick's also great because he's hitting on Bashir the whole time.
I know. And that is, I mean, Garrick's awesome. Guinan's awesome. Can we just agree that they're both awesome characters?
Fair enough.
Minded guy.
And if I could write a character that was half as good as either one of them for this story, I would hit gold. So, Uvira, the floor is yours. Where would you like to go? I will say this. You have not boarded the Hadfield yet. You have basically arrived on Station Bravo.
Oh, okay.
So, or you've been on Station Bravo, but you have not had any interaction with anyone on this crew.
And I've been assigned to the Hatfield?
Yes, you like Koss have gotten your transfer papers probably earlier tonight that said report to USS Hadfield 0600.
I'll probably report in then.
Okay, so you don't want to do anything on station. You just want to fast forward to the morning.
Do you want to do
Yeah,
a quick little character setup, or?
We do that.
Okay, so is there anyone you want to run into?
I'm going to vote not Tawny.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Literally run into someone.
How
Shelly.
You could. Here's an interesting idea. Might be running into Yorin on the
promenade-ish.
in the promenade observation area.
Okay. Who's Yorin?
Okay, so we'll set that up.
Yorin is Did you want to go with it,
Vorta.
David, or me? Vorta.
Yeah, Vorta. So, so you are you walk through the observation lounge, and you see a Vorta in a Starfleet uniform,
Very strange.
and very strange.
No stranger than me.
No, but
That's why we love you.
and you see him looking at
Forgive you, I mean.
just looking at the stars. But you if you as you scroll through your transfer papers, you see that you're to report in to Yorin, and it says Vorta, USS Hadfield.
Do I have an underling?
You do have,
I mean,
and so you
Now I'm
take
scared.
you take a chance, and you walk
I mean,
up
it's
to
not like
him.
there's a lot of Vorta.
So you walk up to him on the observation lounge. We're just going to call this the observation deck.
Okay.
So you walk up
Oh,
to him
like,
on the observation deck. Go.
Oh, what's his rank?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Lieutenant Yorin.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm Lieutenant Yorn. How may I help you?
I'm Ensign Mavik. I'm to report to you later. I'm a
Ensign Mavik. Would I have seen this already on transfer orders?
You received them, but you probably
Skimmed.
haven't had it. Yeah, skimmed, because you
Mhm.
you get a bunch of orders, transfers in out.
Mhm.
The name Mavic doesn't ring a bell,
Gotcha.
but now that you're seeing him,
Ensign Mavik. A
Cardassian
pleasure
stands
to meet
out.
you.
huh.
Cardassian stands out, but as a Vorta, I'm just kind of like, oh, I
Right.
know what a Cardassian is. Nice to meet you. And doesn't really think deeper on it at the moment. Especially considering that technically we're like as far from Cardassian space as you can get.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
still be in Federation space.
So while we're standing there, Yorn will just look you up and down. It's like Starfleet uniform, interesting, and look at you with sparkling eyes. Like, what would you like to ask of me today?
That's a good question. I was just taken aback to see a Vorta in Starfleet personally.
Ah, yes.
There's an interesting story there, I bet.
Oh, indeed. As part of the diplomatic efforts to reconcile the differences between the Dominion and the Federation, I am one of the vanguard of the cultural exchange. Of course, as you can see, I have gone through the academy myself, and it was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad to see that you have as well.
Man, I
Indeed,
miss
it would.
Officer Exchange Program.
Oh,
Yes, my time on Earth was quite enjoyable, actually.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I had a similar experience, but there's so many eccentric characters on that strange little planet. What do they call it? Earth? Yes, Earth. That's what,
Yes,
if I recall
Earth,
it correctly. So how does it feel to be out here on the far arm of the galaxy? Far
it's exciting.
from Cardassia.
Exciting.
Isn't it?
Nothing like a bit of fresh air.
I see this. I find the stars here to be enchanting. Very different from what I'm used to, but of course I'm used to the Gamma Quadrant, so I guess I can't really say too much on that.
Are you originally from the Gamma Quadrant?
Oh, of course, all of us are. Well, okay, I take it back. There were the few that were birthed here during the war, but I do not personally know any of them. wonder if I would run into them. And Yorn just starts kind of thinking about random things and getting distracted.
Well, Lieutenant, I will leave you to your thoughts.
Why,
It was
thank
really
you.
nice to meet
It was a pleasure meeting you. I'm sorry, what was your name? Mavic?
Ensign Mavic.
Ensign Mavic. Well, I will be looking very forward to seeing you on board the Hadfield.
Until then, sir.
And as Mavic walks, so Mavic's he, right?
Yeah.
As Mavic walks away, he's like, oh, what an interesting person. And then just kind of thinks about it, is like, is it really normal for a Cardassian to be here?
No.
Shrugs and goes back to watching the stars.
Is completely ambivalent.
Before we go to Tucker, I promise I'm getting you here. After friend George run out, Vax, I want you to exit and catch up with Zip.
Okay.
I think that'll be fun for you two to talk. And Vax, if you take the lead on that conversation, that would probably be beneficial.
All right, sweet. Sorry, quick little memory refresh. Zip is
the chief petty officer of the
Chief engineer
and chief petty officer for the Hadfield. The guy that just gave the lecture.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
What species?
Human.
Zip's human. So this is now a Ferengi talking to a human.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Turbolift, perhaps? Maybe I catch up with him in a turbolift?
Yeah, sure. You maybe Zip's gotten in the turbo lift and Vax is running on his short little legs trying to make the turbo lift. Like,
Grunting, screaming, hold on!
I see this character running towards me, and I push the
Hold lift!
button.
Hold lift!
I do just that. Hold the lift.
So huffing and puffing, I recompose myself. How formal? I guess the event was semi-formal, so I would be in uniform, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
not dress, just uniform.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do the Picard where I straighten the uniform to recompose myself. I nod. Thank you. I appreciate you holding the lift.
Not a problem.
And so I stand beside him as the lift runs. There's probably about maybe 10, 20 seconds of awkward silence as I'm like twiddling with my fingers and just looking around, trying to. So I chuckle to myself after the long, awkward silence. So, new recruits, they're always interesting.
Oh, interesting's a word you could use. I don't think I was ever that young.
We've all done our deeds that we are not proud of, isn't that right?
Yeah, here and there, different kinds.
Do you think we are being a bit, specifically me, harsh on Fred?
Oh, I get you. I looked at the report. I really don't care if he knew it was a holo program. You don't play long ball with a warhead. I just don't see that as a thing you should be doing. Ingest. I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
At the time, I was unaware it was a training simulation. For me, it was entirely real.
Oh, I could imagine.
Visceral.
I've seen French be destroyed by far less severe accidents. So, for me, it was quite jarring. For him, it's just a holodeck program. What does it matter? It's all fake. It can all be fixed at a stop button. I worry. I worry I am being a bit harsh.
I worry that we didn't make enough of an impression, and it doesn't stick. I'd rather be a little harsh than the same mistake get made again in real life. I too have lost a lot of comrades for various reasons. So,
Rule of acquisition number 45. Profits has limits. Loss has none.
that is a good one.
Yeah, that was really good.
Mhm.
That was
Props.
momentum good.
Yes.
Yay!
I was already typing it in when you said.
Sorry, that
Actually,
was
one of
that
my
was
values
that was
for
what good?
very good reason.
Momentum.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah. I've met a lot of Ferengi in my travels, but none quite like you. What was your name again?
Vax, sure.
Max. You're the one transferring to the Hadfield.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
I
of
was
course.
the general laborer on a space station in sector LV-427. It's a long story.
Oh, I have plenty of long stories myself.
We hopefully focus on the good ones.
With a good drink. Yeah.
So what is a good drink?
Oh, I've had all kinds. I'm especially fond of one. I really don't know what it's called. I just know it's green. I like that one.
Green is good.
It tastes like
It is
green.
I believe it was,
Flavor
wasn't
of
it
green.
Saurian brandy?
It's Aldebaran brandy, but I just
Guys.
love that line.
Aldebaran whiskey.
Whiskey, yes.
What is it?
Green,
It is
for
green.
lack of a better word, is good.
Oh, thank you. That's a good one.
Oh wow.
Hey, do you fancy your? Are you much of a Tongo player?
Tongo. Not exactly. It breaks the stereotypical mold, doesn't it?
It does. That's yeah. I'll break it too a little. I quite fond of the game myself.
Aw.
Well, tell you what. Just because I've never played doesn't mean I won't. Perhaps someday, when we have spare time, we
Mhm.
could have a round.
That'd be great. I could show you. I could teach you a couple of tips I learned from the Grand Nagus.
You meant the Nagus.
Well, I didn't beat him, but I did lose to him. Yeah. So I picked up a couple things.
It's smart.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Losing to the Nagus is typically very frowned upon.
So, Vax, have you actually never played Tongo, or are you bluffing?
I was thinking about doing an insight roll on him.
Yeah, if you want to do an insight roll, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a roll in here.
So that is a what is it? It's a.
I want to see if he's
insight.
trying to bluff me.
It's a insight. So this is a contested insight security.
As we've seen earlier today, contested rolls kind of suck.
So you both get to roll your insight security.
Ooh, might not go well for me, but we'll see.
Double dice?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Unless somebody wants to spend
Oh.
Momentum at it?
Yes. Okay.
Never mind.
I've done my rolls.
Okay.
We don't
I
need
got
the
my
momentum.
So, I didn't even think about momentum, but that's fine.
Yeah, right?
Okay. So I needed a 12. I got a 6 and an 8. So I got my 2 successes.
roll.
Vax.
2 and a 7.
Ooh.
I think the Ferengi wins.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at him, and I'm not sure.
You
Keeping
can't
it very
tell.
straight complexion, just straight face.
I'm gonna I'm going to remain suspicious because just a Ferengi that doesn't play Tongo just doesn't ring right.
Do I notice his suspicion?
Check me.
I mean,
Yeah,
probably
do I-
just furrows
do I
his
notice-
brow.
Why not?
John,
Are
I
you
think
in
you might be
particular
checking
trying
you
to
out.
hide it?
Yeah, with I'm not going to have you roll again because you both rolled 2 successes. You don't get a great sense of him being suspicious. You just kind of, in the same way that you would probably be suspicious if you were talking to a Klingon that didn't enjoy blood wine.
Okay.
I mean, you could also just put it as like you're as suspicious as you would be talking to a Ferengi.
Yeah, so you just kind of go, well, we've been having pleasant conversation, so this is all well and good, but maybe something's changed at this point.
It's mine is a friendly, like, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, he's onto my big secret. No, this is a
But I do know that after what I've said that I don't play, I did notice like a kind of quizzical look on him.
A little
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
He realizes it's weird.
I'm gonna be gross point blank blunt because it's what I do. So I look at him with my little itty bitty eyes, looking up at him. You're suspicious of a Ferengi that does not play a Ferengi-based game.
It's a little unusual from my experience. I'm certain there are Ferengi that don't. I'm not trying to make a generalization.
It's fine. It's a lot of. I'm used to the generalizations. I'm not exactly hurt, but I'm just kind of just saying I'm sloughing it off. I'm just like yeah. It's like getting told you're a dirty Ferengi how many times. You're like, yes, fine, whatever. Like, I'm just used to the comment. Like it has taken me slightly aback, but not I'm not insulted by it. It's like, yes, okay, yes, let's do this. Let's
yeah, you exactly call out like, no, you don't trust me.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I was born and raised on a space station far out from Ferenginar. So I've grown up with a multitude of cultures and just I associate with Ferengi. I understand them. I know their lore. It's just there's just some cultural deviation.
This is brilliant.
I know. I'm like, I understand that. And I meant no offense. I grew up on Vulcan. You can imagine how that might, how a human might experience that world. Right? So,
it's funny how the Federation is about diversity and acceptance, yet they love their stereotypes. You are a Ferengi. You must be out to steal all my gold. It's almost a catch-22.
Trust me.
They're after me, Lucky Charms.
Got him.
Okay. I'll get back in the moment. Here, I just give him a look. I'm like, no. I mean, the Vulcans don't show it, but they still have what's the good word? Reservations about humans. You learn to put up with it, I guess.
To be fair, the human society evolved far faster than the Vulcans anticipated. You achieved in mere centuries what took the millennia to achieve.
Well, they were a little more busy killing each other for a while there than we were, which is a really scary thought, but it is what it is.
Sure. Different topic.
Sure. That was depressing.
This is a long turbo lift ride.
I'm just. Oh, I forgot the. Oh, sorry, I was holding down the hold button the whole time. I completely forgot.
Meanwhile, like, crew are, like,
This is Star Trek. Turbolifts move at the speed of plot.
There you go. There you go.
It has to wait for another lift to clear to open the passage, and then it can go that sideways.
They're literally
You see a whole
like pocket
column and
dimensions that
rows
last
of
exactly as
light.
long as the conversation at hand.
Yes. There's the first time traveling technology the Federation perfected. Yeah.
It's been a while since I served on a starship. I'm certain the captain will have his crew rosters. I assume what my duty shifts are.
Oh, well, I sort of handle that since you'll be Vax is going to be serving in engineering. Or wait, he was transporter chief. Was that what was said?
Yeah, he's transporter chief and he's an assistant engineer.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It's like, well, I'll have some sway in that. I like how you handled those kids. So yeah, I might not have been able to keep my hands off of them myself. So anyway, at this point, I think the turbo lift's going to stop.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get off because I'm heading back towards the Hadfield. So I get off and I say, "Listen, I think you're good people there. We're on the ship. If you want to hang out, maybe I'll teach you Tongo sometime, or you can teach me a game. I don't know."
Well, learning is what we are here to do, is it not?
It is.
It's all about the experience. Hopefully, we can train our engineering staff not to throw antimatter warheads. By the way,
yes,
I gave a lovely detailed book with plenty of pictures to Fred on the functionality of a high-yield photon torpedo.
Oh, good.
I'm going to try to make sure that it doesn't progress to needing it to be a pop-up book, but I'm sure the pictures are pretty enough.
You'll need them.
1080p, the resolution's pretty good. They're not 4K, but hopefully it keeps his attention span.
And maybe I don't know, every year or so you can just send them another copy of the file. I'm just thinking, why not?
He's going to use the data pad as a coaster. I know it.
Zip. You're
Yes.
assuming Fred won't be anywhere near Vax.
No.
Wait, are they getting assigned to the Hadfield?
Facts?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm not saying yet.
Okay. I mean,
I'll take a shuttle.
I have Vincent manifolds that need cleaned out. Just saying, if they are,
It's like,
I've got a job. Yeah.
would you like to take a look at your crew roster?
Oh, no.
Well, I am going back to the ship. I'll pour myself a stiff drink, and actually, I'll start looking, then pour the stiff drink. I have a feeling. So,
Okay.
So I clap my little clawed hands together. Sure. Pleasure to discuss with you. Hopefully, we can have another at some point.
absolutely. I'm always open for some good ideas and good conversation.
Computer, crew quarters, and have the turbo lift doors close.
Yeah.
Zip and Vax became drinking buddies.
Yeah.
You okay, friend?
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Just switched over to the PC, so I'm good
Cool.
to go.
Cool. You have great timing because I think that was scene wrap.
Yep.
Okay, Tawny.
Got the momentum, do we?
No.
Okay.
No, this is
So-
all space station stuff.
Got
I would, let's see. Would you guys like to do a funny scene or a drama scene?
Anything that's a not doctor scene.
No, Doctor is not happening
Kick it
today.
off.
I vote drama, but
Throw you right into it.
Anybody else have an opinion?
Let's go drama. Let's go with GM. GM wants drama.
Yeah,
I
I think
love
we just
drama.
got done with some comedy, so we could do some.
Either
Cool.
way, we'll be into
It also, new guy's a Cardassian, right?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a
A
distinct
little
lack
bit.
of drama between the Cardassian and the Vorta, so maybe you have better luck.
No, it's
Don't worry,
that's
I got
actually,
this.
That just means that the comedy scene I had in mind would be as good. All right. I'm sorry. What new guy? What's your name again?
Alan.
Alan.
Ensign Mavek. Right?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I need somebody to play a supporting character. Do you want to do it?
Oh.
You get first dibs because you're new.
Sure.
I mean, David, if you want to run this scene, I'm happy to have you do that. But this is somebody who
Take it.
can be. Yeah.
Take it.
Okay. How do I private message somebody?
Messenger?
Good
I mean,
question.
just the chat on the group chat?
Yeah, but like, how do I make sure that nobody else can see it?
Does it matter?
You could open up your own Google chat with them.
Here we go. What you do is you do /MSG user message.
Delicious.
Let's see. What is your username, Alan?
I think if you just start typing Alan, it'll bring up a...
Yeah, that seems likely. Let's see if this works. Okay, it doesn't, but we're gonna see if this works anyway. Did you get that? Yeah, it worked. Okay.
Bingo.
Give me a second. I'm gonna type this out. All right.
You guys are gonna have your sneaky conversations.
Everybody
You
talk.
gotta just stop.
I think we can take like a 5-minute break then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
Alan,
We'll take
pick
a
a
five
race.
Pick a
Be back in a
race.
tick.
Let's go Tellarite.
Not Tellarite. That's not gonna work.
Darn. That's the one thing that's
Andorian?
missing from our crew is
Oh man, you're picking all of the races that don't like Vulcans. Pick a race that likes Vulcans.
Human.
Vulcan.
No, Vulcan doesn't work for this either. You'll see what I mean when I do it. All right, fine, human. That's boring, but okay.
Running out of options.
Well, you could do Klingon. You could
Denobulans
do
like everybody.
Denobulan. Yeah, you could do Trill would work well for this too.
Oh, Trill. Let's do Trill.
What?
Trill. We'll do Trill.
Okay. So make up a goddamn name while I'm typing this out. Okay.
Okay.
Are you male or do you want to be male or female? Works either way. Okay, sounds good.
Male.
All right. All right, take a second to read through that.
Okay.
You see where I'm going with this?
Sort of.
Hang on, let me add on a little then. That should help a little bit.
Okay. Let's see.
Does that make more sense now? What I'm going for?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right. So we're ready, everyone.
I mean, you guys can start, and they'll just filter back in. So.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Feel free.
All right. So, what is your character? What did you decide on for a name, Alan?
Did it not go? I thought I sent it to you.
I didn't see it.
There it goes.
There we go. Sounds good. Okay, so Ta'ani is walking along the promenade, for lack of a better term, and let's see. Is walking along the promenade and is walking back towards the ship, I guess, and is striding purposefully, not really looking left or right.
You hear from behind you, Tani?
Tani turns around and regards the person standing behind her, Trill standing behind her, with a certain... Yes?
Tani, is that you? That is you, right?
I am Lieutenant Commander Tani, yes.
Do you not recognize me?
You can see a small sort of... You know her well enough to know that she's thinking, then she blinks a couple of times. Ah, Karog.
How have you been? Where have you been?
I have been extremely busy with my new posting.
What posting?
I am second officer on the USS Hadfield.
I've tried to reach you many times. What happened?
I've been busy.
Tani, come on, it's me. You can tell me.
This conversation is not an efficient use of my time. Please excuse me. And she starts to walk away.
Tani, hang on. I reach out and try to grab her by the shoulder.
She flinches a little bit when you grab her, but doesn't. She stops and she doesn't like push you off or anything.
You're not okay. What's wrong? You used to tell me everything.
This conversation is illogical.
Okay, you're weirding me out here. It's like a broken record.
Karog, you are a Trill, correct?
Yes.
In your species, is it not standard procedure for a joined Trill who is joined to a new host to discontinue all relationships with previous friends and relations in their past host's life?
To an extent.
I believe that is the most logical thing for us to do. Please excuse me.
Just kind of stand there in stunned silence.
She sort of does the polite Vulcan bow thing and starts to walk off.
Okay.
I mean, we can end it there. We can make it that short and then bring this guy back later. I'm totally happy to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that. I think that's a good pause point there. On your way back, you run into Tess.
By the way, just before we get there, what I told Alan was, this Karog, this Trill, was Tani's best friend while they were at the academy, and they got up to a lot of shenanigans because back then she was a very Sakona-like Vulcan.
Okay.
And he has been sending her messages, but she hasn't replied to any of them.
Interesting. Okay.
This goes a little bit. Do you remember
we'll keep
this?
Playing with that.
Do you remember our discussion about hobbies for Tani, David? This goes a little bit towards that.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I was sitting here like, oh no, come on. Break the shell, Tani.
Get in there, man. Dive deep.
No, that's not something till season 2 at least.
That's for later in the arc.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you rushing back to the Hadfield then?
I am walking. I am walking purposefully. Vulcans do not rush.
They arrive exactly when they intend to get there.
So that's not wrong.
That happened.
So as you are walking intently, Tess spots you. You're both walking. She's walking towards you, and she says, "Tani, you don't look okay. Do you have a moment to talk?"
So Tess is technically Tani's superior officer, right?
At this point, yes.
Tani sort of... God, I wish you guys knew Ben Chung in real life. That's like the only way I have to describe this. Tani sort of... oh, geez. No, don't do that. Okay, I might drop out if my computer decides to restart, and I apologize for that. Okay. Tani sort of stares expressionately for a moment as she tries to think of a way to get out of this conversation and says, "I am satisfactory, sir."
I hope that's nothing I did. You should know that I didn't ask to be promoted over you.
So she doesn't raise an eyebrow. She doesn't frown, but her voice is a little bit more tense than usual when she says, "It is illogical and inefficient when other humanoids, every single thing that happens to somebody else is about them." And she starts walking a little bit faster.
Tess keeps up with her. Tani, I'm confused at this point. I don't want to pull rank, and please don't make me pull rank, but I want to know what's going on. It's my duty as XO now to make sure that the ship is functioning and the crew is functioning at best capacity.
It is a personal matter. It will not affect the performance of my duties.
Tess sighs, and I can't make you talk, but I can trust you on that. I know it is.
Go ahead, sir.
I know it is not logical to talk about personal matters and the potential emotions that they might bring up, the emotions that one might have to suppress. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth or feelings into your being, but if you ever...
What is that sound?
Oh, honey, I love you, but can you do your sewing in a different... Everybody can hear it.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's louder than David.
I know what you're asking, but no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Can you wait a little bit?
The thing hit me now.
All right, I'm gonna switch back to the phone. Hang on, guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the other.
No worries.
Uh,
It sounded like someone was going at a log with like a rasp.
yeah.
I thought it was like a dog barking in a different room or something.
I understand.
Can you guys hear me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're a little echoey, but it's no
Twice.
worries, really.
Because I'm still technically logged in 2 places. Hang on.
All right, that should cut the echo.
That's not there.
Give me 1 second, and I'm going to head into the other room. Okay. Also, while I'm transitioning to the other room, good news. I bought a lifetime subscription to Star Trek Online, so I can actually make a character portrait of Tawny now.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
I thought you had that earlier.
No. All right.
Isn't it free to play?
Yeah, but you can get certain like cool subscriber-only features. If you
It's like a premium
lifetime.
I haven't played that in forever, to be honest.
It's fun. I like it. Anyway, let's get back to the
What system
the scene
is
at
it on?
hand.
Uh,
PC or PlayStation 4?
or Xbox One.
Well, no.
Oh, I
Which
didn't know
one
it was
are
on.
you on?
Oh, I'm on PC.
Okay. Darn. PS4 here.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to the.
And so Tess continues and she says, but Tawny, if you ever want to talk, I'd like to consider myself your friend. I certainly consider you to be one of my friends.
Tawny stops, spins really sharply, looks Tess straight in the eye, and says, "Friendship is illogical, and maintaining it is an inefficient use of one's time. Please excuse me, sir." And strides off.
Oof. Damn.
You could feel that like
Double rejected.
back on the space station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna get sent to counseling for that one.
That's fine.
Do we have an
As
official
long-
counselor?
As
Nope.
long as our counselor is not Deanna Troy.
Right now, the counselor is Dr. Gill.
Could be Esri Dash.
Oh, damn.
Tell me about how you feel. I'm in the other room. She can't complain.
But she's making her own noise, so go for it.
No,
You know what I think? I think you're being a wuss.
Okay, that's another day.
That's not actually going to. I won't subject anybody.
I would bring it up in jest, but fun character nonetheless.
To your own therapy session, so you're going to talk to yourself into Ani and Dr. Gill.
Multiple personalities
problem
therapy. It makes sense.
What would Freud say about that?
We've done a little bit of Tawny talking to Gil, and I actually feel really bad about it because I feel like I'm monopolizing.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, Tess, now a little shaken, heads for Admiral Shelby's office. And she walks in, hits the chime on the door. Shelby lets her in. And she says, well, congratulations, Captain. I mean, Admiral. That's going to take some getting used to. And Shelby says, well, congratulations on your promotion in duty as well, Tess. It's XO is a big step, especially XO of a Luna class. I've been tasked with dealing with our whole defector situation, and not right now, but at some point I'm going to need people I trust to help me finish the job. I hope when I put my team together that I'll be able to borrow your services. And Tess has a look of shock, but not total surprise, and goes, yes, sir. You know you can count on me. You always have my back, and I will always have your back. And Tess says, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for your actions coming to get me from that shuttle. That's another one I owe you. Maybe someday I'll be able to repay the debt, Elizabeth. And she walks out.
The tension dissipates.
Yeah, well.
Honestly, the tension dissipated from David's voice. Man, that's some ASMR.
Right. Absolutely.
That's good.
She also owes Zip one. I mean, Zip was the hero. Just
well, Tess hasn't had a chance to interact with Zip yet, but
I know.
It was Shelby that ultimately gave the command to break the neutral zone.
Yeah, I guess.
Zip did the hard work. I'm never going to deny that. But Zip could have done nothing if it weren't for Shelby giving the okay to break the neutral zone. It's a little easier when there's a Romulan warbird sitting in the neutral zone to break the neutral zone.
Sorry, Zip, you're the Miles O'Brien in this case.
And as we all know, O'Brien must suffer.
The true hero of Star Trek.
No, do you guys not know about that? That was an
About
actual
what?
rule in the Deep Space Nine writers crew. Like that's
writing
why.
Bible?
Yeah, because there was that one episode. I forget which one it was. It was in, I want to say, season 2. Oh yeah. It was the season 2 episode where he gets captured by the Cardassians and put on trial, and they realized, hey, Cole Meany's really good at this. So the rule became once per season, O'Brien must suffer.
Yeah.
I love that imaginary prison episode. That was so good.
That one. I just watched that recently.
How fun.
4 miles.
Yeah.
Craig's homework is to eventually watch the highlights of DS9. That'll take him all of about a day.
Seasons 5 and 6.
No,
half of
I
7.
strongly disagree with that. The first 4 episodes of season 3 alone are amazing.
I mean, if your highlight reel includes 4 episodes in a row, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some very good.
For those who don't know, that's the 2-parter where they're captured by the Dominion. That's the House of Quark, and that's Equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
House of Quark was good.
That's some good episodes.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant online comic strip where Chief O'Brien's just in the transporter room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That was exactly what I was going for.
Oh, yeah.
Chief O'Brien, stand by to be known at the landing party. Sir?
I'm still on standby, sir.
I'm sorry, I forgot we took the shuttle down.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else that they would like to do on board Starbase? Or are we good to advance to the next morning?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm passed out.
Good.
All right. It's 0500. Costs.
There's some heavy breathing happening here.
I groggily awake to a pulsing alarm reminding me that it's time to attend my station.
Yep.
I suit up and am on my way to the tactical office when I am checking over my data sheet for my role and realize, hang on a second, Tess is on here, but she's the CO.
XO.
XO?
CO is commanding officer.
She's the CEO.
It's too much jargon. Too much jargon, you know? But I realize that Tess is the big cheese on the ticket. And so I head to my station, a little bit confused, a little bit befuddled, but ready for a good day's work.
As you're walking to the moor where you can board the ship, you a Cardassian walking towards you.
I put on my best defensive leer.
It was not very effective.
But it failed.
Zip used.
I just
Oh, you got there first.
Cardassian used mining colony on Bajor. It was
Oh, too soon. Come on.
Occupation critical.
Oh,
the Cardassian type is good against the Bajor.
It's so effective. No. Okay.
Okay.
Bajoran used explosion. Bajoran faced it.
no. We have to stop this before.
Okay. So, Lieutenant Devon or Ensign Mavic, do either of you talk to each other?
I certainly don't make any greeting other than like an aggressive eye contact.
I smile.
Zip used scary look.
Cardassian's speed was dropped.
He smiles at me, and I just look at him weirdly and resume walking up to the boarding ramp thing.
Great. I love it when my chief of security and my operations manager are not getting along at it.
Oh no. I love it.
Yeah, actually, at this point, the XO and the second officer are like in an emotional stalemate. The operations chief and the security officer hate each other.
It's almost like we did this for drama.
The chief engineer doesn't really get along with the operations manager. The chief engineer and the transporter chief, they're great. They're like,
we have a common enemy.
Right?
Wait, is that me?
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be.
See, look, the Cardassians bringing people together again.
They're just putting people in their place. That's all they do.
How does
Unity
Zip through a common enemy?
How does Zip feel about the Vorta and the Cardassian working together?
Oh,
Don't forget, there are Jem'Hadar on this ship.
That's right.
Yeah.
How does the Cardassian feel about the Jem'Hadar?
Well, and my Borg second officer. This is fantastic.
Hold on.
I mean,
Ensign Mavic has not met the Jem'Hadar yet.
Mm-hmm.
He does not know of what he does not know.
We don't talk of such things.
Do not know, so cannot
Now
say.
this raises a really important question. Who drew up this crew manifest?
There's somebody sitting back at Starfleet just laughing in their office.
Admiral Jellicoe is
No,
his ass off.
You remember when the founders infiltrated Earth?
This is secretly some Section 31 like test for all
Actually,
of us.
I think the easiest thing to say is looking at the entire history of the show. Who drew this up? An admiral from Starfleet Command.
Literally anybody,
AKA your GM. Who drew all of this up? Me. Me. I drew this up. You guys
remember,
are welcome.
As the showrunner said,
do you have to use Crayola? the 64 pack?
As the showrunner said, there must be something in the water over at Starfleet headquarters.
Seriously.
So two drunken admirals are like, okay, this is the crew manifest, and they're like, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, the ship will explode. Like, I wait till 4.
Let's put them all. Let's
face it, the one admiral just looked the other one to here. Oh my God!
This is gonna be great. Let's put them.
Are we on the Deadpool?
Marijuana.
Right?
The admirals
Let's put
were
them
high.
on a long-range science vessel. It'll be great. It'll be
You sick bastard. I love it.
Gilbert Gottfried is going to be the doctor. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
This is the kind of stuff that admirals sit around like the fireplace shooting the shit about.
Oh shit!
Look, there's a
sent it.
betting pool at headquarters about who's going to die first.
No,
It's-
one admiral's like,
there's gotta
you
be-
won't do it. I bet you'll never do it. What?
That Cardassian won't last 5 minutes with that crew. Come on.
Are you kidding? You think I won't do it? I'll make Shelby the captain. You watch it.
I'll show you. I'll show them all.
I'm just saying, Shelby got out of here at the right time.
Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So,
Jeez.
you all get on the ship, and you report in. So Mavic reports to Yorin, Devin or Koss reports to Tess.
Are we going to have a scene about that? Because I haven't been fully briefed on the change of hosts.
If you'd like.
We can get to it later. I'm sure it's just a matter of like explaining, hey, yeah, no.
I'm your boss now.
Shelby's out.
Mhm.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Well,
Who's
Shelby's
captain
gonna be
now?
out, right?
I've
am.
lost.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Captain Dakar Roan. Denobulan with a joined Trill symbiont.
Oh yeah. You that were not there for
Yeah.
a while. Okay.
The guy that was taking the test.
But he's here now.
Yeah.
Ready to command.
So
This
yeah,
motley crew.
30
no,
minutes after the last crew had boarded the Hadfield, there's a ship-wide call from the captain.
okay.
All department heads and staff that are not required for immediate duties report to the main shuttle bay for an assembly.
I report to the main shuttle bay.
I
For an
report to the
assembly.
main shuttle bay.
So there's a basically
Come along, Mavic.
Ta'ani briefly considers if she can say that assuming command of the bridge would be a required duty, decides she can't get away with it, and goes to the shuttle bay.
So the question here is, do the Cardassian, the Bajoran, and the Vorta all end up in the turbolift at the same time?
Bajoran and Vorta, welcome to Tin Forward.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the Bajoran?
Howdy. Koss Devin, the security manager. Or I suppose
Oh.
tactical officer. Chief, no less.
Chief of Security, Chief Tactical Officer,
Gotcha.
I'm here to keep you all in line, you know what I mean?
the guy
Oh,
firing
good.
all the stuff.
The guy with access to
Making
the
with the pew
lasers.
pew.
If it needs phasers, I'm on it.
The guy with the pew pews and the boom booms.
I thought Bax had the
Just don't
boom
make boom on the run.
Oh,
That's Fred's
the
job.
guy who consistently confuses his job with mine. If the show is anything to go by.
Right?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm going to say the entire senior staff, of which technically you all are senior staff except Vax, who's
Yeah.
like the
Oh, he's definitely going to be
Secondary.
there.
but Vax is like the top of secondary staff.
Yeah.
But he runs transporters, so it's
and
close
Counselor Gill.
enough. and Gil is there. Yeah, at this point, like Yag, your reserve flight controller, he's running the
Yay!
bridge
Oh,
because somebody has
I
to.
miss Yay.
It is kind of important.
That's
Turkey's
You can-
grumbling the entire time.
You can
doing it.
you can always tell when Yag is flying the ship. The movements are very inefficient.
He is a Tellarite.
Yeah, that means
Very
he's like super
inefficient.
angry all the time.
He just
Well, the
fights
ship
with
doesn't
controls
have its
constantly.
Yeah, there's no.
Wait,
there's no.
are we driving on the
smoothness to it.
interstellar highways and road rage?
Yes.
Well, we got a hyperspace bypass that needs to get put in, so.
Okay, Captain, go ahead.
Waiting for everybody to settle down. Eyeing up the crowd. Welcome, everyone, to the USS Hadfield. We all come from many different places, many different situations, but we've all come here, and we've got a job to do. With all that diversity, like the Vulcans say, infinite diversity and infinite combinations, The Hadfield got dealt a full deck. There's going to be challenges, both personal and professional. I not only ask, but demand that you set aside your differences, work on them when you can, and help bring your fellow crew together. We're not just running errands within Starfleet's and the Federation's borders here. We're going to be on the forefront. We are going to be exploring strange new worlds. A lot of civilizations here within this ship, different cultures. I expect you all to be professional. But there's a lot of excitement ahead. These new challenges, these new experiences, we're going to be going through a lot together. So we need to act like a team. I'm not going to say we all need to be like a family. That's something that will happen if it happens. I can't force that. But at the end of the day, we are a team. We're going to be counting on each and every one of you to work well with each other, to get the job done. And sometimes we're going to have to pull each other's asses out of the fire. And trust me, it's going to get hot. So cool your jets, give it your all, and all ahead full. Any questions?
Yorn's got a big grin on his face and just looking around.
Kind of stoically surveys the crew before him that he's going to be looking after.
Well, he definitely gets an eyebrow at the IDIC mention.
Guess that's it.
Yeah. If that is all, report to your stations, but also take time to settle in. Get to know your neighbors. Make some friends if you can.
That
Dismissed.
definitely gets an eyebrow.
Strap in, we're in for a bumpy ride.
You're dismissed.
I believe we are.
All right.
Do we
So
do
you
like
all file
food
out.
or anything? And
Descartes steps down from the raised platform, where stuff is, and heads straight for Vax.
Oh no.
Crowd parts slightly to let him directly through.
No, this is after people are kind of milling out, and it's rather sparse.
Ask him if he plays Tongo.
Yorn definitely wants to stick around to see if there's any kind of conflict that's going to happen.
No. Roan has a big smile on his face.
I have a job to attend to.
Not a full Denobulan smile, just
a standard smile.
A pleased look.
Man, that smile is creepy.
I know, right?
Captain, fantastic motivational speech.
Oh, I don't know. It was a little off the cuff. My prepared speech felt a little too much, so I just figured I'd go with the flow of the moment.
It was a
How
success.
To be seen.
Shuttling in, getting used to the quarters, getting used to the ship. It's standard. It's usual.
Mm-hmm. Well, with mere hours under the belt, it's something that we'll certainly take the time to explore and discover for ourselves.
I look forward to the many discoveries we look forward to seeing on our venture.
Indeed. I'm very pleased to have you here with us, Vax. I can't thank you enough for your assistance in my test.
I honestly didn't do much. I had just stated a few comments here and there that I felt was pivotal.
I didn't do much, just some pivotal stuff.
Well, one thing I'll leave you with before I send you back to your duties: always remember rule of acquisition number 7. Always keep your ears open.
You're a good captain. I'm smiling. I was kind of just looking plain at the whole situation, but mentioning a rule of acquisition, it's like, oh, you've taken time to understand my culture,
You're a little bit less aloof.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you've actually been a bit serious here. This is kind of awesome. I promise you, I will study the manuals on the transporters. Hopefully, I can get back up to snuff on what is necessary.
Very good. And rule of acquisition 214. Never begin business on an empty stomach. Busy for lunch?
That actually sounds amazing.
10 forward at 0100? Sorry, 1300.
100 already.
That's a late one.
Sounds fantastic. I'll be there.
All right. I'll see you then.
Thank you, Captain. So I exit.
Captain Roan basically strolls slowly and starts going on a casual walkabout through the corridors, getting to know the area. Yep. Hands behind the back, just grinning, nodding to people, greeting them, saying hello, making his presence known without being imposing or anything.
I suppose there's not a whole lot for a tactical officer to be managing outside of a fight, and so I'll be familiarizing myself with the ship. This is my first time essentially on it for realsies, so I'll be getting to know the layout.
Okay.
Taking a personal tour to see for myself.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything before we jump?
Zip will go into his quarters and start looking through those crew manifests and suddenly have to pour himself a stiff drink.
Yes, you will.
Maybe 2. Yeah.
Because on that crew manifest, you see the name of one ensign, Fred Ball.
No.
However, you do not see George Arnez on it.
Starfleet commands sure got some splaining to do.
Then I pour my second drink back into the bottle because I only need one.
And you have to you probably think to yourself that Shelby's playing one sick, twisted joke on you at this point.
You mean he knows to himself?
The universe just plays jokes on me. I know. Yeah. This is almost par for the course.
If you had to take a logical guess, you would say that Starfleet had to separate those two, and like they had to. They couldn't let the two of them be on the same ship at the same time or the same star.
They sent them to separate
time.
rooms.
The conversation went, Fred and George, should they work together? No.
Yes. Never again.
No.
He asks the question, and the
David?
room doesn't stop laughing.
Before we jump forward, David, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, Captain Roan's going to want to meet with Tess and sort of get a face-to-face update as to what's transpired in recent times, catch up to date. And I just want to know if there's any of that you wanted to actually role play or just do that off camera, so to speak.
No, we can do a little bit of that.
Sure.
I also, before we jump, I have a short roleplay thing, but you can go ahead and do that first.
Okay.
Mine will take literally 30 seconds.
Actually, do yours first.
No, it'll work.
Agreed.
It'll work better after
Hey,
your guys'
GM
just
say.
pacing wise. Okay, fine. We can
I
if
have
you
a
want.
I have a cut in the middle of what we're going to do.
Got it.
So.
Okay, so Ta'ani is in her quarters, attempting to meditate, and clearly failing. She stands up, goes over to her desk, and says, "Computer, display all unread personal correspondence."
Oh.
And there's like
Aw.
10 messages there from Korog.
You have 3,728 new emails.
You got mail.
Computer, delete all unread correspondence.
Oh,
Ouch.
burn. Saw that coming though.
I feel so bad for her. God, I'm sorry.
No, it's character.
I know.
Like,
I feel my heart is aching for her a little bit, but like this is who she is. I have to play her that way.
Yeah.
Rip.
Uh-huh.
You good at that point?
Yeah, that was it. That's literally
Okay.
all.
So Tess meets Captain Roan in his ready room. Captain.
Come. Okay.
No, sorry. Captain, good to finally have you on board, sir.
And she's a lieutenant commander at this point, or
Yes.
full commander? Okay.
Lieutenant commander.
Yeah. Yes, commander. Because they call me both the same.
Yeah. She's a fine ship. I've had the pleasure of being on board for about a month now, and I like the way this ship runs. She's got good bones.
A strong foundation is a great thing to build on.
Yeah, it is.
Indeed. So a lot happened before I came aboard.
Well, if you count about a half of your senior staff being crashing on a planet, finding a research team, getting rescued by the Hadfield, and then being summoned to the Romulan neutral zone, crossing the border, Romulan XO transferring off. Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Any personal touch that you'd like to add to the report? Anything I should know?
Not from the missions, but I ran into Ta'ani on Bravo.
That's our helmsman, correct?
Yes. Vulcan Borg, former Borg drone, very competent. She knows what she's doing. If I had to put my life in anyone's hands at the helm, it would be hers. But something seemed slightly off. You know the Vulcans. They're very professional, very methodical, but she seemed distant.
How so?
I don't want to put emotions onto a Vulcan, but it's almost as if she seemed upset.
Conflicted almost.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not one to deal with the mind. I'm better with a phaser, and I'm better with a fist.
Your record speaks highly of that.
But she just, I can't put my finger on it, but something seems different than I remember she had a mind meld with the Romulan on board the Nightingale.
Mm.
Ooh, I didn't even
I
think about that.
Mm-hmm.
know that cause a change, but the Vulcans and mind melds and brains can do weird things.
I have some experience with that.
I mean, the Starfleet records on it are pretty classified, but it's not something I am overly worried about. But I would be negligent as your XO to not point something out. It's something that we should keep an eye on for
Thank
the
you for
sake of
that.
teamwork.
There's the saying about a well-oiled machine, and a starship is far from a machine, especially when its crew are involved. So
And
we need to care for our own.
something you should be aware of. Ensign Fred Ball was transferred to engineering. You would recognize
Yes.
that name from your
Mr. Ball.
test. I have every confidence in Zip dealing with him and getting the most out of his abilities. But if you see Zip peculiar, then hopefully it's just it's a case of the Fred.
Understood.
And our new operations manager, a Cardassian? I mean, I have nothing against the Cardassians. I mean, I'm not going to say many of my friends are Cardassians. I've never.
Oh, I was just going
really
to say
talked.
some of her best friends are Cardassian.
I've never really talked to Cardassians, but I know we have some personal history in the crew with Cardassians. Your new tactical officer is Bajoran. I know Zip fought in the Cardassian conflict and the Dominion War, and I think that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. It's not that people are looking for a fight, but I worry if things get tense around the ship, that Ensign Mavic may get the short end of the stick, so to say.
I'm so glad that Yorn isn't included in this.
Not for any fault of his own, but just because he's Cardassian. And we have a diverse crew. I mean, look at the species in our command crew. You sir, are the shining example. Denobulan joined with Trill.
Indeed.
I feel like the outsider, just a human, a normal human, but I'm young and I'm the XO. And then we've got a Vulcan Borg hybrid. We've got a Vorta. We've got a Ferengi, a Bajoran, a Cardassian. It's like, what is Starfleet running some kind of a social experiment here?
Yeah, it made feel a little like a zoo.
Well, I know that the Luna is all about exploration, and sometimes the greatest exploration is that which we do ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it
the journey within as much as without.
And I know Titan has something like 5-10% humans and the rest other species.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, to use your word, Titan is more of a zoo. But Titan also has more experience in its command staff. And I'm not saying I'm not up to the job, but XO was not my ambition at this point.
We go where opportunity and duty take us.
Indeed, sir. I
have every
learning,
confidence in your abilities.
And I will be doing my best. You will never get anything less than that, sir.
And I believe you.
It's a matter of learning and opportunity, and I'm not going to say I'm going to be flawless, but I'm going to do my best for this ship.
And I for you. I'll do my best to set the example that you and the rest of the crew deserve.
Yeah.
I'm not just a captain. I'm also a teacher.
Well, good. Because I need some teaching. And Captain.
Yes.
What do you think about movie night?
Sounds delightful. And then Denobulan grin comes up.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, maybe something we can
Was
start
somebody
up
watching Enterprise this week?
to build camaraderie.
Out of character, like Captain and XO really set the pace for the ship, and especially with a crew this diverse, a movie night. Actually, I'll throw this in character. I think a movie night would be a wonderful idea, an opportunity to bring these different peoples and cultures together in a non-threatening environment where we can share in each other's cultures through entertainment.
Maybe we could watch The Sound of Music or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I mean, out of character wasn't also established that was her like hobby trait.
Yes,
hobby feat.
Movie buff.
Yeah,
sir, I recommend Once Upon a Snowy Mountaintop, an Andorian classic.
I have not heard of that one. I look forward to it.
You're in for a
Andorian.
treat. It is an excellent feature film. We can watch the movie, and then we can have a discussion group afterwards, and we'll make popcorn.
I'll hold you there. We'll start slow. We'll wait a few days.
Okay.
Get the crew enough time to acclimate to their new surroundings, to their new coworkers, and then we'll start slow, and we'll get a feel for the crew. See what they're comfortable with. Introduce things one at a time.
Okay. Can I make a flyer?
I think something that we might want is to have something like a something to keep the crew up on goings on and things within our new community.
I'll get one of the ensigns on it. I think there's an ensign Rosemary who's really, really gregarious, really, really good with the camera.
Does she have a baby?
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was about to say that.
No, she's got a great camera persona.
Is she assigned to the same department as Lieutenant Parsley?
I love how you basically said she's got a great personality. So does she have a kid? No. She's got a great personality.
Anyway, Commander, one thing that I want to touch on here is I believe there is alpha, beta, gamma shift system in place on this ship. Am I right?
Yes, Starfleet standard.
I would like to implement delta shifts.
Do you need to protect a crew upgrade from being discarded?
Yes, the Cardassian.
Right.
Oh, okay, sir. How would you like to implement that?
Well, 6.5-hour shifts. We do operate on the 26-hour schedule here. So, as we have alpha, beta, gamma, and delta, we break that down to 6.5. That way we can keep everybody at their best. We're not straining people. Stamina varies, but species tend to work better with shorter, more often shifts.
Okay.
I want to keep performance at the maximum. I want to keep people well rested. I want them to be on their A game, at their best.
Okay. I'll get on redrawing duty rosters.
Mm-hmm. And work on a transition. It doesn't have to be an immediate change. People are used to things the way they are. I don't want to rock the boat right out of the gate.
Yeah, I'll schedule a meeting with various department heads, and we'll get working on that. I don't want to tell them how to run their departments, but tell them the 4 shifts is what the captain wants.
Thank you.
All right.
Anything you
man,
wanted
that
to bring
sounds like a logistical. Sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It is.
It is. Well, there was one more thing, and as she says that, you hear Captain to the bridge.
I nod to Tess and then hop up out of my chair, and I basically beat her to the door, even though she's right there.
Jeez. You're fast. So.
And no, I didn't perform a Riker maneuver. Because that would mean going over my desk.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Did you perform a LaForge combat role?
No, it was more of what's the captain from Galaxy Quest again? Taggart, Peter Quincy Taggart. That kind of role.
The best.
All right. In chat,
report.
I put a.
Am I the one who called to the bridge?
No, it would actually be operations. Yeah, your new operations officer.
Hi.
So if you can see chat, just the group chat, that is what I need you to read.
Let's see, like the Google one, or
yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here.
But not the captain. The op.
Okay, you want ops to read it, right?
Yes,
okay,
please.
We received a distress.
So it's a new scene.
I'm not seeing.
That's okay. We're going to read it.
Go ahead.
We have received a distress call and are currently traveling at maximum warp to investigate. The signal appears to have originated from a transport vessel called USS Eye of Melorina, traveling near an expansive ring of asteroids known as the
Cluster.
The message, a garbled voice recording from the transport's captain, sounded panic and made it clear the vessel was under attack. Sensors indicate the discharge of energy weapons and explosions, and a radiation signature consistent with a heavily damaged warp core. Our ETA puts us in the center of the Pinnacle belt in 10 minutes.
Wow, that was a lot of executive decision making without the captain.
I didn't even think you could do maximum warp without a captain.
Well, it's not like Starfleet ordered us there. In a case like that, that would be an immediate choice.
Yes, our warp speed restrictions rescinded for the duration of this mission.
So
my understanding is that the warp speed restrictions were lifted around this time in general.
Yeah, that's what variable geometry pylons are supposed to fix, actually. True story.
Actually, they managed to fix it without the variable geometry pylons later anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in other words, everybody tacitly decided that was a stupid fucking idea.
Yep.
Did away with it.
Yeah. That episode was
no more speed limits.
God, that episode was so bad.
Oh, God, I know.
So,
anyway, sorry.
Captain, Captain, if you'd like to change those orders, you are free to do so.
Maintain speed at maximum warp. Get us there in time.
But Taani was in her quarters.
Okay, she's not on duty yet.
You can certainly call her.
She comes in at that moment. When you hear Captain to the bridge over the intercom, you'd probably assume it's time for senior staff to head to the bridge.
Well, that usually only gets called to wherever the captain is. It's not like a ship-wide.
Yeah, in that case, she's still in her quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume you call her? All right, she's coming.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna need to step away from a second.
Engage
I'll be
red
listening,
alert.
but I can't talk.
Sure.
Okay, so Captain's Code Red Alert. If nothing else, that summons senior
Yes.
staff to the bridge.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, aside from Zip's still in engineering, Vax is at the transporters.
Mm-hmm. At their appropriate stations.
Poor O'Brien.
Hands are to battle stations, even.
Yes.
Given
all right.
the fact there's multiple consoles and things like that, can Vax not perform many of his duties from a console on the bridge?
Vax could certainly take the engineering station on the bridge if he was ordered to.
He is so ordered.
Well, that would be Zip's call rather than the captain's call.
Well, Zip
I would
is running engineering, correct?
Yeah. So I'm saying if Zip would like Vax to take the bridge engineering station.
Well, how about this? The captain
usually the
calls
captain
down. The captain calls down to Zip saying,
or someone.
"Can you spare Vax for bridge duty? I'd like him on the bridge."
Not a problem, Captain. So I just say, Zimmerman to Vax.
Vax, yeah.
Report to the bridge engineering station. Captain's requested your presence there.
To the bridge?
You've got it. Yep.
Right away. Absolutely. And I rush to the nearest turbo lift.
All right.
It's good to be an enlisted officer.
It is. So, Yoren.
Yes.
You'd like to know more about the tactical situation that you're flying into, right?
Of course. Everything, yes.
So
I'm at my station.
Give me a reason science roll, and I'm going to say
Difficulty.
Hold on a second. Mavic,
7.
you're going to roll for the ship. That's going to be a sensor science. It's a difficulty 1.
David, when you're done with this, I have something.
Okay.
2d20.
Alan, you're just rolling 1 die for an assist.
Okay.
Yeah, so difficulty 1. Sensor science is 15 or less is a success.
Tucker, did we decide earlier previously that you were a better sensor guy than I was?
I'm flying con. I need to be doing that.
Gotcha. All right, so I've got a 14 that gave me a 10 and an 8. I've got 2 successes.
Okay, so you guys are now up to 5 momentum.
Providing that the ship did not complicate us.
Yeah, so Alan, what did you roll?
I got a 10.
Oh, okay.
So I've got that. So I've got 2 extra momentum to spend on info from my ability and from having capped out our momentum.
Yes, and actually, because you're chief science officer, you get a something.
Another momentum for info. I counted that.
Yes. Okay. So you find that there is a single attacking vessel that's inflicted critical damage to the SS Eye of Malornia, which could lead to a catastrophic breach of the transport's warp core. Basically, they've got a warp core breach crit, but they haven't rolled yet.
Gotcha. All right. Is that including my extra info or not yet?
No. You haven't. That's your basic knowledge.
Gotcha. So
if you'd like to know more, you can. Yeah.
Gotcha. What do I know about the attacking ship?
You you detect Ferengi signatures. Specifically a Ferengi Decora class Marauder.
Gotcha. And any further information on the transport?
Yes, you can see you detect that the transport has ejected 4 lifeboats. You also
escape pods.
Yes. You also see that there are. It's a somewhat dense asteroid belt.
Ooh.
As you're learning these things, are you sharing that information with the captain?
Oh, of course.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm basically what David is saying is I'm basically reading out the display as I'm getting it.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's So you can see that these ships are.
All right, we even got part of that in the.
They're not in an asteroid, the asteroid belt yet, but they're very, very close.
So, David, can I attempt to increase speed? That's the thing I can do, right?
Yes. Yes. From maximum warp, though.
Well, I can technobabble this.
Okay.
So, Ani turns to the captain and says, "Captain, I believe that if we increase power to the deuterium and antimatter pumps, that will increase the flow rate and may gain us some extra speed."
Let engineering know and see what they can do.
Tani hits a comm. Lieutenant Commander Tani to Senior Chief Specialist Zimmerman. Senior Chief Petty Officer Zimmerman.
Zimmerman here.
SPO Zimmerman, I believe that if you transfer auxiliary power to the deuterium and antimatter flow injection pumps, we may be able to increase our speed.
I think for a second. Yeah, you're right. Probably will.
Yeah, basically what I just said is if we flood the engine with fuel, we're going faster.
I'm going to think about that. Let me think about that. I'm going to think about that for a second.
I may have just nuxed this thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was just about to say, you want me to nitrous the warp core? Just almost to myself, I'm saying, you want me to nitrous the warp?
A crude analogy, but accurate.
We might take some damage, but I can do it. So I start my crew on the taps. It's the captain.
Well, yeah. Okay. This is just seeing if you can do it. You don't go ahead until you get approval from the captain.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in character. Yeah. Well, how is the situation progressing? Has the initial assault stopped, or are they still being attacked actively?
Oh, they're still at it.
Mm-hmm.
Get us there the best possible speed, engineering.
You've got it, sir.
Oh, good.
And so I task my crew. I start barking orders about how to direct the flow and everything.
Imminent zoom.
Now, question.
Has Vax arrived on the bridge yet?
Daring engineer.
Yes.
All right. What's that question? And then I'll go.
One of my focuses is warp field dynamics. Would that help out here?
I also have a focus. I myself
so.
have a focus in God, what is it?
Propulsion systems?
Propulsion systems, yeah. Warp propulsion systems, I think.
I'll let that'll work. Because Tawny, I'll let you assist.
Mm-hmm.
Mavic, I know what you're saying. I typically only let one crew assist happen, and since this is Ta'ani working with the engineer, then I'm just gonna have it go with that.
To be fair, and I don't want to negate your character, dude, but this also isn't a warp field thing. We're talking about turning on the engine screws faster when warp field is more like trimming the sails, if that makes sense.
Well, the warp field and all that kind of stuff is still a factor because it's gonna have to be attuned in order to handle more stresses.
I'll say this: if things go wrong, it'll probably be warp field, and that's where he'll come into play.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah. I could also get assistance from my engineering crew if we had needed it.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
So let's do it this way. It's going to be difficulty 3. It's going to be a daring engineering, assisted by Ta'ani's daring con.
Right, because I can use con instead of engineering when it's related to propulsion systems.
It was going to be your con anyways, but sure.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And then the Hadfield also assists because you're doing something with the ship.
Okay.
Oh, so we're going to get 2 assists. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I roll 1 die, is that correct?
Yes. As an assist, you roll 1 die.
I believe I have daring 11 and con 5.
I have you with daring 12.
Oh, great. That's even better. So 17.
Nice.
And if I roll 1 to 5, that counts as 2 successes, right?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
But I am going to spend
15.
two threat to increase the complication range. So any 18, 19, or 20 is a complication.
Yeah,
Don't fail.
15. So low, but I make it.
Okay.
Because I'm amazing at this.
Yeah. What did you say? You said daring engineering?
Yes.
So I need a 14. Okay. Okay, I got a 4 and a 19.
Excellent.
And then engineering needs to roll.
I did the ship assist.
Okay.
And you got a success from the ship.
Okay, so that's 3 successes.
So we got 3 successes.
And a complication. So, you open the deuterium tank and your technoval stuff, and you start going faster. But then the warp field starts going out of alignment.
Okay.
Oh, I start directing people. I start hitting the console and trying to regain control. I just report to the bridge. I instantly
don't break my engine, war boy.
Zim into bridge. We're having alignment issues on the warp field. I'm trying to compensate, and I just start pointing to people and having them go to stations to try to help me out.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if I can figure it out offhand?
Yes, you can. You can give me. This will be an insight engineering roll.
Okay.
You with a difficulty of 2.
Okay. I've got a 15 and a 10.
So that's 2 successes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you look at what's going wrong and you instantly see it, and you just start tapping on your panel, and you can pull it right back into alignment.
Yeah. I watch it happen on my panel. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
I'm keeping track. Against your console.
So I hit my combat. Fast engineering. I am adding a 0.2 phase bearing.
That's a bit loud.
Hold on.
Modulation of the warp core.
Whoever's eating or making
Or
a
are you just a
crinkling
little
noise.
Sebastian?
Yeah. I look at the numbers coming through. It's like, good job, Vax. Perfect. I think it's coming back together.
I can't guarantee it will hold, but it will make a more stable warp field temporarily.
We'll try to keep
Sorry.
it balanced down here as well.
That'll get me there. This will be sufficient to allow us to arrive in time.
Yes.
The situation will dictate whether or not we're in time. Let's hope you're right. Facts. Life pods have been launched by the transport. As soon as we arrive, I want you to coordinate the shields, pulse the shields, and beam all those survivors. Get them on board as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Welcome to the bridge,
I'm on
by
the
the way.
console, hammering buttons, getting everything prepped for that. The very instant I can get into transporter range, I can start beaming survivors. Even if
Lieutenant-
I beam the pods to a cargo bay, I will do so.
Lieutenant Yoren, how much distance is there between the transport and the attacking Ferengi vessels?
I check my console.
It's in the
Close.
It's close. It's very, very close. It's
They're right on top of them, Commander.
It's within less than 5 kilometers.
Can I make out any
There's
discernible...
enough room for
Okay.
a starship.
Can I make any markings out on the Ferengi ship? Do I know factions or anything?
Are we even there yet?
I don't think we're there yet.
Visuals.
You
haven't
would
come
at
out
this
of
point.
warp.
So, David,
When we bring us out of
Seriously.
warp between the two ships.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Getting
Really? You wanna hit between the two ships is harder than hitting a bullet out of the air with another bullet while on horseback.
Han Solo
Okay,
could do
not
it.
only that.
With many kilometers space between them, confident that our helmsman is capable of making that.
So not only that, I am going to try to rotate the ship such that not only is the ship between the two, but its upper profile is presented to the Ferengi to create as much physical space as possible. I know it's like ridiculously ineffective in space, but
It's actually not if we're close enough to the target ship.
that's true. That's a good
So,
point.
as we come out, bring us as close to the transport as we safely can.
Okay.
But keep us ready to get the hell out of there if the warp core goes critical.
Acknowledged.
Stand by to put all power to shields and engines.
All right, Tucker, give me a daring con task.
Okay.
It's
Do I
going to-
have a...
You're trying to get us in meters when we're going billions
Meters?
of
No,
meters a second.
no, not meters. No. He said there's kilometers between the two ships.
Yes, but if
Maybe
you're a
around
kilometer off, you're way off.
Like there's like 3 kilometers between them at this point.
Okay, that's 2 less than was said originally.
But
I
even
heard
just
5.
stop between them.
David, how much
Calm
momentum
down.
do we
Okay,
have
no,
right now?
no. We're not going to stop
You have
immediately
5.
between them. Think of like a triangle, and then as we come out of warp, we move into between them.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna try and put us right there.
Yeah, that's what I heard from Tucker.
You're gonna hit a.
All right,
All
David, how much threat do you have right now?
Okay, Tom,
you
just keep
never
it to
know.
yourself.
You never know how much threat I have.
God damn it! Has anybody been keeping track?
No.
He gets a specific amount at the start, and we don't know it.
Oh, great!
Oh,
All
we
right,
take
Always
what
has
we take
threat.
what we're dealt, boys and girls.
all right. I'm gonna spend. I gotta get this right. I'm gonna spend 3 momentum, get 2 extra dice,
Go big.
Yep.
and I'm aided by the ship, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So somebody
Coming
for
out of
Tucker.
Warp in a precision way. Someone wanna fuck up.
Somebody for Tucker roll engines con.
12.
No, I got it. I got dice.
Okay.
You can't roll
give me
for
a
the
second.
ship.
Oh, so 12. 12 for the ship, then, he said. All right,
Whoever's
here we
rolling
go.
for the ship gets 1 die.
Yeah, he rolled a 12.
Yeah.
He said.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go.
I don't know what I was rolling against, though.
3 successes, 9, 12, 13, and 19. I'm rolling against. Well, the ship's rolling against itself, but I'm rolling against 17. So 3 successes plus if the ship got one.
Seems a complication, isn't it?
No, it's only a 20 because David didn't spend
Nope.
anything to
Oh,
increase the complication range.
Right.
So how many total successes?
Is the 12 from the ship a success?
Yes.
4.
That's 4, isn't it?
So you
Thread
come
the needle.
out. You drop out of warp, and it is right. You drop about 500 meters away from where you want.
In profile, right?
In profile, you're
Yeah.
in profile. You are like, but you had to come up a little short because asteroids. But you basically just warp, for lack of a better term, you warp jumped into an asteroid field.
Yeah, buddy.
Tactical.
Federation drift.
Tactical. Tactical.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, Captain.
tactical disabling fire. Give Vax the time he needs to get that crew off.
Unleashing disabling phasers.
Vax,
Contact the transport.
hold on. Vax, give me an insight. Give me an insight security roll.
Okay.
This is difficulty 1.
Okay. I got a 19 and a 15.
Okay. You recognize the ship as the Liquidator.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is Brasha's ship.
I know. Oh no.
I lay down some disabling fire. Yay, nay.
Hold on. You guys are now in ship combat. You have the first action. So you
And for the record, disabling fire in this case is engines and weapons.
Oh, shit. I need to look this up.
Alrighty.
you target.
Sorry, David. What did you say again? I can't.
He's
He's working on it.
I'm looking stuff up.
Okay, good. Sorry, I couldn't hear you because there's a lot of wind on Tucker's.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself. I'm going to be better about that. I'm just trying to get to where my PDF is. Hang on.
You think that this reference table would have ship combat stuff, but they only have personnel combat.
Ooh, are you using your GM screen from your Mophidius Cube for Star Trek Adventures?
I am.
Or did
Retail
this-
price of
I've seen pictures of that screen. That screen is gorgeous.
It is a retail price of 2 buttloads.
Wait, standard buttloads or metric buttloads?
1 standard, 1 metric.
How does that?
because there's international shipping or something.
Yeah,
How does that convert into quatloos?
way too many.
In quatloos.
Okay, Craig, you make Koss, you make a control security task,
all right.
assisted by weapons security.
Assisted by weapons security?
It's the ship's weapons security.
Oh, okay.
So
Alrighty.
I'll roll for the ship. So
I do have the talent disarming tactics. Would this count? Since I'm trying to disable weapons? Or is that for physical combat?
Remind me what disarming tactics does?
It's a talent.
Yes, that does. Hold on, I got it. Did you have disarming tactics?
I did.
Oh no, it's a focus.
Oh, is that different?
Yes,
There we go. All right. Focus.
I'll give you. Yes, I'll give you the focus. So,
Cool.
your security is a 5. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So anything you roll of 5 or less is a crit. Counts as 2 successes.
Cool. And I'm rolling my standard 2 dice.
Yes, so this is going to be difficulty 2 since you are trying to disarm.
Okay. I've got a
And,
ship
uh,
assistant die.
David, just FYI, Starship Combat is on page 218 of the core rulebook.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty. I roll my dice unmodified. I have 18 and 13. Does the ship have anything it would like to help?
That we'll see. Nope.
Dave? No.
Ouch.
You rolled a 19.
Dave.
We're a science
What are you
vessel.
doing, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave.
Disabling fire seems to be ineffective, sir. Their shields are already online.
Keep at it, even if it's just a distraction.
Yeah, so you do catch their attention. They are going to start attacking you. But
Yep.
they do not. They
Roger
take no
that,
damage.
Transport.
Well,
I should have gone first.
what is that?
I should have gone first. I have a thing that can make attacking easier.
Oh, you should have gone first.
Yeah.
But I was quick to action.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
that comes with time, team coordination.
Yeah, I don't know most of you yet or what you're good at or how to help. So
That's true.
it's a matter of this is how crews learn.
Yes. You just had your first lesson.
Save the lessons for later when we're not in combat.
What happens during?
That's the commanding officer's job. It's not yours.
Remember, don't go explodey.
Don't go explodey.
It's rule number 1 or 2.
And how much power do we have?
Like some ungodly amount. Like 11, 10. Wait. Hold on. You'd have like 6 power after going to maximum warp.
I was about to say I can turn it up to 11, but
Right. It goes to 11.
All right.
Why don't you just make 10 this higher setting?
because it goes to 11.
All right.
11's
What's the status of that? Of beaming the life pods.
Shall
We
I
got
roll
them.
again?
The life pod.
We're not going to get a roll again until the next, essentially, turn.
Yeah, the
Yeah, but was the
liquidator's
first
now
one failed?
angry. No, you guys chose to shoot.
That's not what my decision was. It's the same time, simultaneous.
It's time to start pulling rank around here because someone on your ship did it.
Firing and transport were supposed to be simultaneous actions.
I have no idea how combat works, so.
Yeah, that's actually... I'm not super clear on the initiative system either. Okay. Uses the same action order as normal combat, which is described in Chapter 7. Action order. Let me have a look here. As noted in opposition to challenge... Jesus Christ. During the round, each character takes a single turn. That is...
Is it basically each character can take a turn within a round, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Hang on.
It's like the helmsman's performing.
Sorry, and by the way, did we gain any initiative off my 4 successes?
Momentum? No.
So that was a difficulty 4 task?
It was a task to see where you guys would come out based on how well you rolled.
It wasn't like a challenge in the actual sense.
Well now I wish I hadn't spent momentum on it. Jesus. Okay.
Well, to do what you wanted to do, you needed 4 successes.
Yes, you did fine. You did exactly what we wanted. So
I know. It's just momentum really matters in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Always
there doesn't seem to be any rules at all about whether actions are simultaneous or not.
It's typically an alternating system. It's one character does one thing, then it's the other side's turn.
Yeah.
Is it?
That doesn't
Hang on.
like given the fictional reality
yes.
of this situation.
Yes. Okay, so here it is on page 163. God, these numbers are hard to read. It says we hand it off, but we can spend 2 immediate momentum to hand it to another player character.
Or since Koss has quick to action, you guys keep initiative for the first time.
Okay. See, I
Okay.
Okay, there we go. You should hand it to me. Unless we want to get we should hand it to whoever's doing the transport. Never mind.
Backs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were commanding a life pod transfer.
Yes.
Make it so.
All right. Time for rolling.
Survey says?
Yes.
Remember, the priority's on the life forms, not the pods themselves.
Okay.
And that was said in character.
Understood.
It's a good reminder.
My eyes are kind of stunned at looking at Liquidator, knowing exactly what ship that is. So I know we're in a little bit of a situation. Yeah.
Okay, so your you scan a lifeboat and you detect 10 life forms on it.
All right.
And there's 4 lifeboats, so this might take a bit.
I try to lock onto them as many as I can to scoop them all up.
Yeah, you can get all 10 in one transport.
Would it be easier?
But only one pod at a time.
It's going to take you
to lock onto the pod and beam that into the shuttle bay.
Ooh.
I don't know.
So you say, why don't you say that in character?
Well, I'm just wondering if it's more possible.
Well,
game mechanic.
If we let's make this conversation in character,
okay,
and
yeah, sure.
The captain suggests, beam who you can off the first one, and if possible, try to tractor in the others to bring them in under our umbrella. Because if we can't get them beamed over, at least we can still be a shield to them.
Captain, what if I just beam the pods to the shuttle bay? Rather than picking them off one by one inside, I could just beam the whole pod aboard our ship.
That's going to take a lot more power than we want to divert during combat. Thinking about priorities right now.
Captain, if I may, or wait, hang on,
yes.
Am I muted? If we have nothing to protect, I will be able to be more free with my evasive action.
Agreed, but we've got to get this dealt with first. Let's worry about the lives first, and then we'll go from there.
They're still unaffected by our phasers, sir.
I can't imagine they'd be completely unaffected. They haven't been able to.
Hey, we can have
disable them yet.
conversations. We can have conversations for as long as we want before they actually do anything.
The shields are holding.
Right,
Captain.
So
that ship out there is the Liquidator. It is Brasha's ship from the simulation we have recently witnessed.
Yes, indeed. I do recall. And I also recall you have a relationship of sorts. You have a connection.
I look semi-disgusted not at you, but at the thought that I am of the same species as Brasha. Yes,
sorry.
I know of Brasha.
What can you tell me about her?
A quick question. I was actually going to take up time, or are we going to actually talk for 10 minutes while they don't do anything at us?
Yeah, if you guys aren't going to give me an action, I'm going to start taking threat.
Well, Bax should be performing the action, and we could be like throwing.
I have a time
while it happens.
I have a technical question.
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let me just ask this. Does anybody have a page number for quick to act?
It is. It's in the like generic, or I think it's in security talents, which is
Okay,
like
I can find it.
150-ish.
I've got it bookmarked.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's
137.
I got it. Darn. They were smart about how they wrote it, not stupid.
Yes. Yes.
Already trying to rules lawyer.
What are you talking about? This isn't a WizKids game.
Right?
Oh.
My friend, you don't know the half of it.
Oh, I'm waiting to see.
That's Alan over there, right? Oh no, that's Craig.
Yeah.
Craig, do you remember my stat line? I'll chat it to you.
I remember 12.
I'll chat it.
Not
I'll
a
chat it
normal
to you.
number.
I'll chat it to you. Hang on.
All right. So Vax, are you transporting?
You bet. So as
what are you transporting?
I'm gonna obey the captain's orders, not to expend the energy to pull the pod in. I'm going to beam the individual life signs aboard.
Great. Give me a control engineering roll.
Okay. So as I'm doing this, I will mention to the captain quickly, Brasha is in trades, racketeering, weapons. She's not the happy-go-lucky sort. As I roll a 9 and a 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that'll get you guys another momentum.
Your determination to stop Brasha has shown through in your work.
Okay.
The anger.
So here's the way I'm going to do transporting at this point. I'm going to roll 7 effect dice. This will determine how many people you get out.
Okay. Of the 10 life signs on the one pod.
Yes. If you roll effects, you'll get to do cooler things.
David just wants to roll a whole bunch of dice at once.
He's doing it.
Okay, so you get 5 effects.
Her roll 3.
So you've transported 5 people, and you have 5 effects.
Okay.
Get them all. Get them all. Get them all.
Yeah, that's how I'd recommend you spend your 5 effects, is to transport 5 more people.
Perfect. I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you have cleared 1 lifeboat. There are 3 remaining.
There are 3 left.
Now it is Brasha's turn.
Dun dun.
Did we mention imminent regret?
Do we have shields right now?
No, you do not.
That's what I figured.
They timing the pulses so get a little more challenging for them to get through.
Craig, I just messaged you.
So the way the system works is you have to
I
lower
see.
shields as a free action and raise shields as a free action. And you only get 1 free action and 1 action as a turn.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot lower, do something, and raise shields in the same turn.
Actually,
You can't break the system.
Actually, looking at it, only tactical can raise or lower shields. So
that's why I told Vax to coordinate. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, even with retaining the initiative, only one character can go. A character can only go once.
Things, yeah.
No, a character can only go once in the entire round. So everyone on their ship is going to get a chance to act while our shields are down.
Yeah.
Tess will be able to raise the shields, just because that's also something an XO would be able to do. Or
it explicitly says in the book tactical only. I'm just throwing that out there.
I know.
Okay.
This is story purposes too.
All right.
Cool.
So Brasha fires a shot. What kind of a shot? I'm not telling you, just a shot.
Oh God, no!
or is it from the bridge?
No. I know Ferengi tech from Attack Wing. This is not going to be good.
It's a Decora class. It's on par with a Galaxy.
We're gonna be hit with an auxiliary power token. Oh no.
Oh no.
And -2 attack dice.
Not true.
Guys to hit number. I feel like that's a thing.
I mean, as long as Tanya's not going into ramming speed yet.
That's your. She misses.
Nice.
Oh.
As a free roll, that won't generate momentum. Or actually, here as a difficulty 0 roll, Yorin, you can scan the shot. Or actually, Yorin, you can scan the shot.
Cool.
So it's either difficulty 0 that you don't care to roll because complication range, or it's your call.
I don't care to roll.
Okay. You detect that it was an electromagnetic pulse.
What?
You mean the one useful thing that the Cora class can do? No.
Madness.
Eft.
But Yorn is intrigued.
When he shares the information of what that attack was, Captain says, countermeasures.
What sort of countermeasures would we have for an electromagnetic pulse?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like an engineering thing.
Polarizing the shields?
Our shields are down.
Raising the shields?
They will
raising
be
shields
coming back up.
If all its failed, if all its
polarizing,
either modulate something or reverse the polarity of something.
I was actually going to say that polarizing the hull would work. I mean, theoretically, if you think about it, right? An electromagnetic pulse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you
and it's not like
skew all the beta waves outside of
and then polarizing the hull plating is some of the oldest technology Vulcans and Starfleet has.
Indeed, correct. I'm assuming.
So David, do we have the ability?
God,
to
I
do
know
that?
way too much about this universe.
It's coming in handy. Like, I'm digging it.
Oh yeah.
It's been a time since you've done it. If you want to give Zip the action, he can make a roll for it.
Yep. I just have to be told we need it. But...
Absolutely. We need to maintain ourselves in this.
You know what? Let me look at something really quickly.
Sure.
I might suggest that I get the action instead because I have an idea.
Do it in character.
Yeah, just hang on a second.
Yep.
It might. Nope, never mind. It's. Oh no. I lied. We have 3 momentum right now, David. Is that correct?
I want to say no, just because you're looking at it hungrily.
I want to say yes because
I'm not going to use any of it. I'm asking if we actually have space to get more. David, how much momentum do we have right now?
We have 3.
We just spent 3.
When did we spend 3?
We spent 3 at the earlier to make our maneuver.
We need to spend
get into position.
That's right. So we have 3 right now. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. My dice are over on the table. I'll be right back. 1 second, because I think I should get the action because I have an idea. Just roll with it.
Share it in character.
There you go.
Just like you would once you're ready.
Big character.
I mean, okay. So the idea is, Tani is clearly going to be taking evasive action, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Tani takes evasive action, it's a difficulty 1 task. I'll be rolling 3 dice, and I have a really good chance of getting at least 1 more momentum, possibly 2, which I can then spend to hand off to Zip immediately. So we'll get the benefits of both.
Okay.
All right. So give me 1 second. We can grab dice.
He's got a metagame reason for why he wants to go next, not a in-character reason.
Okay.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry about that. All right. So Tani says, David, are you there?
I am now. My computer froze.
Okay. Sorry about that. So we're giving the action to Tani, and she's taking evasive action. So I'll need ship help.
Okay.
She's gonna roll 2 daring plus con. No momentum spend.
Okay.
Against difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's structure plus con.
Okay.
This is gonna spend a power.
Sure.
Can somebody roll the ship die for me?
The ship. 11.
All right, so that's a success. All right, so this is against 17 for Tani. 11 and 6. So that's that'll succeed with 2 momentum, which I'll spend to give Zip the action. And that increases all difficulty to hit us by 1.
Okay.
Until my next turn.
Got it.
So we can actually, by the way, we can extend that by just pushing me last in the order, basically.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so Zip's up.
Zip needs to know what to do. I mean, I know what to do, but Zip needs to know what to do.
No, nobody's talked to Zip.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't even know if Pulse has gone off. Unless we
well, Science Station should have shared that information with engineering anyway.
So also, Tani says really quickly, initiating evasive pattern fee.
Fi.
Fee, fi, fi, what?
Okay, whatever.
Yep. All right.
Fi. Yeah, it is Fi. I'm the one who has a degree in that. That's sad. Anyway.
I was thinking, don't you really know that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm total brain fart right there. I don't know what's going on.
No worries.
And it's just
my
the
apologies.
accent. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I hear we need to polarize the hull, and I was like, wow, we're going old school. Okay. And I point to one of the engineers and say, okay, we need to reroute shield power through the structural integrity grid, ramp it up all the way.